lift seats. I've got a sunroof. I feel like I have a mansion on wheels. And that's all thanks to my friends at All Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. Shout out my guy Richard, guide me through the entire process. Make the jump to the minivan. Trust me, it's the best.
Football is back. Watch the games this weekend with Buffalo Wild Wings' new house beer, Wild Herd Kolsch by Goose Island. Now just $3 for a tall from open to close all day, every day, including game days. Come celebrate football. Cheer with a Wild Herd at the bar at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Many people are injured and can't afford to get the treatment they need because insurance companies won't pay until the case is closed. I'm attorney Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Offices in Baton Rouge.
104.5 WNXX Jackson, 104.9 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everyone. It's 7 a.m. on Friday, October 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see thunderstorms and wind with a high of 80. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, Hunt Palmer of the LSU Sports Radio Network joins us at 7:30. SEC Network analyst Cole Cubelic stops by at 8:30. Marlon Favorite from the LSU Sports Radio Network at 9. And the Degeneration Dome, Jimmy Ott, Ben Mintz, and Megan Making Money at 9:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live over at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. And make sure to subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. New content is posted there every day, so set your notifications. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Off and at it off the bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria, always online, 104.5ESPN.com. Good free beer Friday morning to you. Jordy Collada, T-Bob Hebert, Matthew Musso, Danny Cardenas here with you up until 10 a.m. this morning. The Yacht Father looking to get off the canvas in the third hour as he'll be here for the Degeneration Dome. Megan Making Money, Ben Mintz, T-Bob Hebert.
That's right, baby.
Third hour today, we'll talk gambling, get you set up for the NFL college football weekend. In the second hour, Cole Cubelic from the SEC Network will stop by. Lots of games being shifted as far as times, venues. We'll catch you up here on Off the Bench.
Yeah, right now in the Degeneration Dome, going into this Friday, Megan took a little bit of step back 1-2 week last week. She's now 7-5, leading the way. I'm in second, 5-6-1. Not to brag. Mincy right behind me at 5-7. And then it gets sad. It's time to put the old man out to pasture. He's 2-9-1.
Whew. Don't kill him just yet. Like we always say about Jimmy Ott, he's like a cat. 9 lives. He'll find his way back somehow.
There are very few statements that have been uttered on this station that ring more true than the one that I just heard.
Hunt Palmer will be here 7:30 from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Finally, yes, I've been waiting all week. Where's Hunt's mental space at after having to watch the LSU football Tigers lose to Mississippi State and then immediately be followed with the Chicago Cubs getting eliminated by the Miami Marlins?
Hurricane Delta will have an update from WBRZ at the end of hour number 1. Whitney Breaux is going to stop by here, and Whitney is one of our favorite people on earth, as she is she's a psycho LSU fan, loves LSU football, and right now is going through a fight with breast cancer, and she has formed Day 18, which is a reminder and an awareness for women out there that 1 in 8 women suffer from breast cancer, and she is trying to raise awareness. She put out a post on Facebook last week trying to raise awareness or just giving some news out there, and got a response 4 hours later that she had saved somebody's life after seeing her post. Somebody went and got a mammogram, and they found a lump in her breast, and they're treating her for breast cancer now. So There are success stories, and Whitney's going to tell us a little bit about it at the end of hour number 1. Today is October, as we know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as we will be giving awareness here on Off the Bench from our friend Whitney Breaux. You've heard us talk about it a little bit. She's got the hashtag Whit Fights Like a Tiger. She'll stop by here at the end of hour 1. It is Free Beer Friday here on OTB. You know the drill. Get over to the social media sites for Michler Beverage. Find out what's going on there. Get back to us, and we'll get you qualified for free beer here on Off the Bench. Here are your headlines on this Friday, October 9th.
Headlines on Off the Bench.
Hurricane Delta is in the western Gulf of Mexico as of Thursday night as it approaches the storm center as it's reached a major storm status again. Areas in West Louisiana will bear the brunt of the direct impacts like light-threatening storm surges, hurricane-force winds, and heavy rainfall. We'll get an update from WBRZ coming up here at the end of headlines. LSU and Missouri, the Tigers landed in Missouri on Thursday night to prepare for the Missouri Tigers. Missouri's coach Eli Drinkowitz revealed on his radio show that 7 players will be out versus LSU due to COVID-19 testing.
And it's interesting because they may be significant players, Jordy, because Drinkwitz saying you'll know immediately who it is. But that begs the question, do you actually know who anybody on Mizzou is? We were going to put that to the test. I have gathered the names of all these statistical leaders from each position group. And coming up in segment number 1, we're going to play Name That Mizzou Player. I have stuck one name among 2 other false, randomly generated names through a website, and y'all are going to have to see who you think actually plays football for Mizzou. And consequently, we'll learn the names that we should look out for tomorrow.
Chase Daniels might be the only Missouri player I can name.
Michael Sam was a beast.
Michael Sam.
And then who was the wide receiver when they went to the back-to-back SEC championships?
The running back.
Was that Carter Johnson or Carter Samuels?
No, that's not it. That's not who I'm thinking of at all. Maybe I'm thinking of the running back. They had one beast skill player offensively.
They had a quarterback named James Franklin.
No,
that was funny because of James Franklin, the head coach.
That's hilarious.
Here's Ogeron Wednesday night on his radio show at TJ Ribs talking about improving third down conversions on offense.
It all comes down to protection. And I thought last week we gave Bow some protection. Some schemes, we got to make some adjustments according to the coverage that they're making. And we got to make the plays and catch the ball. I thought a lot of times we had guys open. We either had a missed throw or we had a missed catch, and we couldn't convert. But obviously, we need to get better on third down. Today's Wednesday. It was a third down day. We had extensive practice on third down today.
Today is Friday. It's a little dated, but as the coach talking about third down conversions for his offense, Missouri, LSU.
That's what we highlighted yesterday, right? That's one of the main areas LSU should improve this Saturday.
11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday. That'll be on the SEC Network alternate channel and also the ESPN Watch app. The matchup is moving from Baton Rouge to Columbia as LSU will remain the home team on this game on Saturday. On Thursday afternoon, 66-year-old Kansas head football coach Les Miles announced that he had tested positive for COVID-19.
Damn. Obviously just hope that Coach Miles ends up being fine through it, for sure. Thoughts and prayers to him and the fam.
Kickoff for the Alabama-Ole Miss football game has been delayed, has been changed to 6:30 Central Time due to Hurricane Delta. It was announced that on Thursday. The game was originally scheduled to start at 5 o'clock. The game, the change in the start time was to provide a forecast for better game conditions. The game still will be televised on ESPN. NFL on Thursday night. Tom Brady fell to Nick Foles again, appearing to this was crazy, man. Brady at the end of the game, it looked like he forgot what the down was.
I am so mad that I missed this. I stayed awake during that whole boring-ass game.
Jeremy Maclin. Wide receiver for Missouri.
He was a beast. That's maybe who I was thinking of.
I was thinking of Dorian Green Beckham. Remember
That's
that?
what I'm thinking of. Green Beckham. He was an animal, dude.
I knew it was a hyphenated last name.
He's the number 1 recruit in the country.
Yeah, and then they had the SEC championship where he went off.
Yeah,
Green Beckham shows him. Thank you.
That's Bull Moose. He's active in the league right now. Buffalo?
Is he?
I don't know. I
said
he was
out of the league.
I said on Eagle that they had a guy who's still playing in the league. I just said it. I don't know if it was true or not.
Chase Daniels.
There you go. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that plays. I stayed awake for this entire game though, and then I fell asleep in the 2-minute commercial break, the 2-minute warning commercial break. I freaking fell asleep and didn't wake up till my wife jostled me.
Here it is, right here. I mean, Brady, he you can see him mouthing to the sideline while holding 4 fingers up. It was 4th down. I mean, that's Tom Brady. It's crazy to see that.
It proves that it can happen to everyone. Or he's so old that he's getting dementia. I don't know. I mean,
easy. Take it easy on the 40-year-olds, bro. Brady threw for 253 and a touchdown, but the Buccaneers 3-2 had their 3-game win streak snapped. Khalil Mack had 2 sacks, and the Bears moved to 4-1 on the season. Devin White had 3 tackles. Barkevius Mingo had 2 stops. Leonard Fournette, even though he was cleared and ruled active going into the game, did not record a stat.
I don't know that we called this yesterday, but we definitely laid out that Saints fans had a rooting interest and that the Bears had a very real chance of winning this game, given how injured Tampa Bay was. Also, what we should have noticed and what became readily apparent, we already knew Donovan Smith wasn't any good. Remember the tackle after the Saints game? Bruce Arians is ripping on him for getting beat by Trey Hendrickson. What happens when you put Donovan Smith against Khalil Mack? Last night happens. Bears win.
Here was Tom Brady giving an explanation on what happened on the last play.
Yeah, I knew we needed a chunk, and I was thinking about more yardage. And then, it was bad execution. And we had a great opportunity there, so just didn't execute when we needed to.
Yeah, you didn't want to admit that you didn't know what down it was. That's cool, though. I get it. I mean,
he kind of does when he says, I was looking for chunks.
Yeah.
I wanted the chunk. Well, I asked you the question. Did you forget the down?
So I don't think anybody actually asked him that directly. So I'm lamenting that.
What happened on the last play? Yeah. One guy asked him, he said, Tom, it seemed like you forgot what down it was, even though I know that didn't happen.
Wow. Coward,
that was the answer to that question that we just played.
I mean, you dip your toe in the water.
Yes.
You might as well dive in.
If you're going to ask it, don't answer it. If you're going to ask it, don't answer it.
Oh, man, that's disappointing. But you know what's not disappointing? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing and falling to 3-2. That is great news for the Saints. Also, don't look now. Like we said, Bears, that final wild card spot, here they come, baby.
Last time out for the L.A. Chargers, they blew a 17-point lead to said Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they did, and they also gave up 484 yards of total offense to Tampa Bay. That's the second most yardage given up under head coach Anthony Lynn. Lynn did announce that rookie hurler Justin Herbert will be the permanent starter in L.A. Drew Brees is 20-10 when facing off against first-year quarterbacks. Las Vegas has this game at the Saints favored by 7.5 points with the total at 50.5. It will still stay in New Orleans. This game will kick off on Monday night inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Yesterday, Sean Payton was on a conference call talking about this matchup, and here was his thoughts on rookie quarterback Justin Herbert.
He's got very good arm talent. He can throw off body, in some funny body positions. He made some big plays last week. I've been impressed. He's tall. He's got a real good arm, and we obviously remember him through the draft process. So, quickly identifying some of the things that he's doing well and finding ways to try to neutralize those things. But I think he's played real well.
NBA Finals, Los Angeles Lakers can close out the Miami Heat tonight in Game 5 of the Finals. LA is 7-point favorites. The Lakers will be wearing the all-black Mamba uniforms tonight, which is designed in honor of Kobe Bryant. The franchise is undefeated in that apparel. Tip-off is set for 8 o'clock from the bubble. Major League Baseball yesterday, Atlanta blanked Miami 7-0 to sweep that series in advance. The Dodgers swept the Padres with a 12-3 win. That sets up L.A. and Atlanta in the National League Championship Series. On the other side, Houston is advancing after clubbing the Oakland Athletics 11-6. Alex Bregman had 2 hits and scored 2 runs in that Thursday matchup. And on the other side, the New York Yankees tied the series with Tampa. Garrett Cole going to go on short rest here with that series tied up 2 apiece. Winner will move on to face Houston in the ALCS. As far as the Major League Baseball playoffs are concerned, those are your headlines. What's trending here on Off the Bench on this Friday edition?
How do you feel about my Braves?
I think they get 1.
Damn.
Ride Dodgers in 5.
Damn. My brother-in-law, too. The man who has sex with my sister is a massive Dodgers fan.
Okay.
That's a hell of an introduction.
Yeah.
What a bastard. We're going toe-to-toe this week.
Blaine Gabbert played at Missouri.
Yeah?
Blaine Gabbert did play at Missouri.
They
had a pretty good running back, too, didn't they?
That's what we're stuck on.
He wore number 5 He went off in that SEC championship game against Auburn.
Everybody's Green Beckham in my mind. They did have a beast running back, though. Yeah,
against Auburn in 2013. It was him and Trey Mason.
Dude,
Trey Mason set the SEC rush record that night.
Yeah.
Broke Justin Vincent's
They
record.
were just trading blows that game. That was a good game.
Mizzou came in hot. I mean, they came in the league hot, back-to-back SECs, and then just was Pinkel the head coach then?
Yeah, then what happened?
Yeah, and then they just completely fell off, and now they don't exist. I don't know. They've scored 3 touchdowns this year. I think, and maybe this is like a red flag because it seems so obvious, but this number dropping from 20 to 14, even I saw it at 13.5 on FanDuel yesterday, it seems like such an obvious play if you like to bet LSU games, bet LSU to cover.
Should we talk and string this segment out until WBRZ calls at the end of this and gives us an update on Delta? Or we're going to come back at 7:15 and update them.
Let's come back at 7:15, and then we'll do the update, and then we'll get into name that Mizzou player.
There they are right there. I was about to say, they're normally pretty punctual. Hold on.
All right, let's get them. All right, we're going to check in on Hurricane Delta here as WBRZ, who is our news affiliate, our sister news affiliate over there. Remember, you can find them. They are round the clock giving coverage on Hurricane Delta right now. It looks like that it's about to make landfall in southwest Louisiana. I believe this morning we have Jake Dalton with us. Marissa has passed us on to Jake Dalton. Jake, welcome to Off the Bench.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I missed that. What did you say?
All right.
Welcome,
Rough
Jake.
start,
Welcome.
Jake. Rough start. Marissa's been good at this. How are you feeling? All right. We don't mean to laugh. Hurricane Delta. Can you give us the latest?
Yeah, well, we just got the new advisory this morning. Not much really changing from yesterday. It's holding steady at its strength with winds of 120 miles per hour, so it's still a major hurricane, still steadily moving to the north, and we're expecting a slight turn to the northeast later today. So that's still going to really bring big impacts towards Lake Charles and Lafayette. And even here in Baton Rouge, we're still expecting some pretty significant rain and wind impacts later today.
Yeah, what time do you expect the impact here in the capital city, and what type of impact will it be? Just a lot of rain, a lot of wind?
Yeah, we're expecting things to really pick up. We're really looking at a time frame between about 2 p.m. When things will start to ramp up, but really the worst of it's going to be around the evening hours, really from about 5 until about midnight or so. Things are going to just steadily increase through the day. We're really looking at sustained winds between about 30 to 40 miles per hour, but we could get a few wind gusts that could approach 70. So that's going to be enough to definitely take down some trees. Definitely scattered power outages are going to be an issue across the metro area.
A lot of your former Griffins are listening inside of the YouTube Watch app, giving you a shout-out for your Dutchtown days. You killed it, bro. We appreciate the update this morning, Jake. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Jake Dalton from WBRZ giving us an update there on Hurricane Delta. So our listeners, our friends over in southwest Louisiana, brace yourselves again. I can't believe that we're saying this and giving the news that another hurricane is bearing down on Cameron Parish in southwest Louisiana after what they just experienced a couple of weeks back for Hurricane Laura. Our thoughts and prayers are with everybody in that region, in that part of the state. Off the Bench is moving on next, powered by All Star Toyota.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Coy's Diesel brings you OTB. Remember, online, coysdiesel.com. If you drive a light, medium, or heavy-duty diesel truck and you need service on that, there's only really one stop and one call for you today. That's Coy's Diesel. All of the information is online. In fact, you can schedule a service appointment. You can get with the sales department, and you can get 24-hour roadside assistance. If you're broken down on the side of the road and you need roadside assistance, Coy's Diesel can get to you at any time of the day. Online, coysdiesel.com.
Yeah, they got all the parts you need, all the top brands, and they're looking to actually add to their team. Coy's Diesel currently seeking a technician that is looking for a career and has experience in the diesel industry. Excuse me. Required hands-on experience is a minimum of 1 year. You must provide your own tools, but if you do, you can look at a 401k, paid vacation, health insurance, all the bennies that you want and need. And look, if you have a diesel vehicle, why would you go anywhere else with a place with diesel in the name? Coy is spelled C-O-Y. coysdiesel.com, coysdiesel.com.
Football is back. Tune in Sunday for a full day of NFL coverage starting at noon with the Chiefs Raiders, followed by the Cowboys Giants at 3:25 and the Vikings Seahawks at 7:20. Then, Monday night, the Saints host the Chargers. The NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and Mathern's grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news.
This is Charles Hanegriff. Join Jacob Hester and I for the next edition of Hanging with Hester and Haney as we get you ready for LSU in Missouri and a big SEC football weekend. We'll also have the latest on Hurricane Delta. Hanging with Hester and Haney, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hunt Palmer coming up here in a couple of minutes on OTB as we will talk LSU Missouri matchup with Hunt Palmer, the LSU Sports Radio Network. 8 o'clock this morning. Looking forward to our conversation with Whitney Breaux. She'll be here at the end of hour one. We'll see how this hour moves as we went long in headlines there. We might have to shift her to 8 o'clock this morning because we want to make sure and have enough time for her to spread some awareness here. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Whitney Breaux, who is in her fight right now versus breast cancer, and as always has been so positive. She's easy to find on social media, has created a foundation called 18 that she is going to stop by here and give us the details on. And really looking forward to catching up with Whitney at the end of hour one. So make sure you stay tuned in to get how you can help out with awareness on breast cancer as we are in October here. 8:30 this morning, we will talk to Cole Cubelic of the SEC Network. Third hour today, the Degeneration Dome. Tigers took off yesterday there in Columbia to play a home game versus Missouri. Wild and wacky 2020 continues to give us much adversity here as LSU goes into their third game of the season here. But T, look, as we've said over the last couple of weeks, if Orgeron could have scripted his schedule leaving Tiger Stadium after the Mississippi State game and trying to get right, he probably would have put Vanderbilt, Missouri on the schedule. And here he is going to Mizzou here before taking off to Florida next week.
Yeah, these are not the games or the wins that would allow us to crown you, but they are the games and the wins that allow you to then get to the games that we can crown you in, right? Like, if you're going to do it against Florida, you have to be able to do it against Vandy. You have to be able to do it against Mizzou. So it's kind of a theme that we've developed throughout the week. From where I sit, I think LSU rolls tomorrow. I think the defense with the return of Glenn Logan is going to be fantastic, better than ever. I think I just don't see how Mizzou scores. And on the flip side of that, I think this LSU offense is one that continues to find itself. And when you look at how Tennessee was able to run the ball, control the ball, I got to imagine John Emery and that running back group going to play a large role, take a little bit of the pressure off Brennan, and let Brennan do what he did last week, man. Hit them deep balls, give him some big shots to take, and let him continue to develop his own pocket presence and confidence.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing this offense again in a third week and seeing how the coaches take last week's film, trim the fat of what they saw, and continue to find the things that Miles Brennan, this offense the skill set positions do well, and tailor the calls around that. Because I thought it was fantastic last weekend. I mean, going from week 1 to week 2.
I mean, it was even I had the split in my brain, even as like from the first half of Mississippi State to the second half of Mississippi State on. In that second half, they started to figure out offensively what works a bit better. Look, Mizzou, who is Mizzou? You just don't know. I mean, you don't know any of these names. There are no real elite players. So I came up with a little game here. So we're going to accomplish a goal. We're going to learn who these statistical leaders are, and we're going to see if y'all know anything. And to be fair, I would not have known any of these, save for the quarterback's name, who is in the contest. So we'll see if you get it. Don't say it yet. Musso, if you could give me just some sort of generic bed maybe for this. It's a little bit of a quiz type of feel. Y'all ready? You want to dive in?
I'm in.
A little Mizzou.
So this is multiple choice?
Name that player. Yeah, so how this is going to work. I have their starting quarterback.
Yep.
Their leading rusher and starting running back. I have their starting center. I have the leading tackler, leading sacker, and 2 leading receivers on here. I've taken each name. I have put it among 2 other ones that have been fake generated, and y'all have got to try to choose who it is. I will let you know the position ahead of time. All right, Moose, whenever you're ready, hit the music. Okay, here we go. At quarterback for the Missouri Tigers, is it Tommy White, Connor Bazelak, or Lance Marjanovic?
It's Connor.
Give me Bazelak for 100.
Okay. Okay, boys. Strong start out the gates. Then again, that was the chalk.
Yes.
Everybody knew
chalk,
Bazelak.
yeah.
It's a memorable last name. Is the starting center for the Missouri Tigers?
M-I-Z.
Michael Maietti, Carmen DeLucci, or Christian Trezevan?
Give me DeLucci.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Christian Trezevan.
Ooh, Danny, you got, well, I guess I already answered. It is Michael Maietti. So y'all had, y'all each had a 1 in 3 chance, and you both missed. Try again next time. The leading running back for your Mizzou Tigers, is it Anthony Kroc, Michael Steele, Larry Roundtree III?
It's Larry Roundtree III.
Jordy?
Musso speaks with a lot of confidence there.
It was kind of a power answer there.
I'm going to go Michael Steele.
Danny?
Michael Steele.
Musso, take it home.
Okay,
Larry
Moose.
Roundtree III.
All right,
Look
Moose.
at him. Who studied the film? Matthew Musso has. So the leading sacker on the team, he has 2 sacks this year. Is it Gerard Wyatt, Trajan Jeffcoat, or Larry Burnett?
I'm going with Jeffcoat because of his name.
I think it's Larry Burnett.
What's that? That's like a little like quiz play. Like you think that Jeffcoat sounds like the least randomly generated,
right?
Danny, where you at?
Yeah, Jeffcoat.
Okay, Jordy, great test taking instincts, dude. Trajan Jeffcoat, excuse me, 2 sacks in the year for Mizzou.
That's a great name.
I feel like I'm on a Scantron. Is his dad Jeffcoat?
Well, yeah, it's like a Scantron. It's like the last answer was B. Would they go
That's
B
right.
again?
No way they go BB here.
True false is the ultimate gaming the system
It is.
one. Is it
It
a
is.
4th true in a row? I doubt it. At linebacker, their
Son of
leading
It
tackler.
was a fourth false in a row.
25 tackles through 2 games for this guy. I just had to re-look up which one the real name is. No, Jeffcoat has 2 sacks, though, so watch him on the edge. Is the leading linebacker tackler for Mizzou, is it Nick Bolton, Richard McGuire, or John Bryant?
Dick McGuire doesn't sound like a good football name. What were the other 2?
Nick Bolton or John Bryant.
I like Bryant. I like
Bolton
John
and
Bryant.
Bryant sound like linebackers.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Nick Bolton.
All right.
We'll go John Bryant.
Bolton.
Nick Bolton it is.
Oh,
Jordy
Danny.
takes the
Man.
lead 2-1
wow.
over Musso. Okay, we got 2 questions left. Both of these wide receivers are going to do one than the other. Both have on the dot 9 catches for 100 yards. And that is, I mean, they have not been very good. Okay, is the first real wide receiver, is it, as I'm trying to remember their actual names as well, I had tricked myself. Is it Darius Pope, Bradley Knight, Jalen Cox?
I'm going Bradley Knight.
I like Darius Pope.
That is...
Hold up.
Darius Pope.
Incorrect.
Cox?
Jalen Knox. I said Cox. Jalen Knox. I don't think that y'all would have gotten it anyway, but it is Jalen Knox is one of the receivers. And finally, the last receiver to watch out for, 9 catches, 100 yards. Is it Kenneth Church, Damon Hazleton, or Vincent Espinoza?
Give me Hazleton.
Kenneth Church, Damon Hazleton, or Vincent Espinoza?
Give me Church.
Okay.
Give me Espinoza.
Jordy, you are the Mizzou expert, dude. It's Damon Hazleton. Wow. Jordy goes 3 of 7. Look at him, dude.
Wonder
the
why
Mizzou expert.
how I got that high school degree.
I mean, look at him.
A lot
dude.
of guessing to get out of Parkview.
You noticed the hesitation in Hazleton.
I did.
There, didn't you?
I did.
I figured you did. Yeah, that was well done.
I caught a couple of.
I had actually written it down wrong, and I had put Jeffcoat again, and then so I had to do a quick mental switch there. So, hey, Jordy Sharp, good on him.
Nice work, Trebek.
So there's your Missouri players. I don't know if anybody learned anything from that segment, but those are names that you should look out for on Saturday. I
You
guess.
obviously should be listening to Off the Bench from Missouri Football Breakdown. We've got it cornered here between 7 and 10 a.m. Musso, great insight on Roundtree. All right, Hunt Palmer's downstairs. We'll be back with Hunt Palmer of the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Daily, we're brought to you by Go Roof. Go Roof, remember, as you can find them online, GEAUX, roof.com, 927-8300, free professional estimate today. Wind damage, rain damage, if you've already experienced it, if you anticipate it coming this weekend, get out in front of it. You can call Go Roof, 927-8300, whether it's residential, commercial, or you need a repair. Get in touch with the boys today at 927-8300.
That's right, 927-8300, 927-8300. Call Go Roof today. Ask for the 2-year workmanship guarantee, which is on top of your manufacturer warranty, right? So you want to talk about peace of mind after the work is done. Go Roof gives you that. These are Baton Rouge guys, right? They're local. It's not like a fly-by-night company. They love the community, and thus they want to make sure that your roof is done correctly. Free roofing inspections cost nothing to have them come out. And when they do come out, what do you get, Jordy?
Call Go Roof today. A beautiful roof every single time.
That's right. You just leave out the call next time. But sure, roofs,
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. It's a football Friday. Phil Steele joins us. The Riot Radio Hour, our celebrity guest picker. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Whitney Breaux coming up here in a couple of minutes. Day 18, she will remind us and tell us about awareness for Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October as she goes through the fight herself. Hunt Palmer is with us every Friday.
It's okay, big guy.
Here on Off the Bench. Every
It's okay.
Saturday you can catch Hunt on the pre- and post game for the LSU Sports Radio Network. So wherever you catch the Tigers, tune in 90 minutes before and after the game. You can catch Hunt as he'll get you set up for the action. So early start tomorrow. How fired up were you when you got the 11 a.m. call? Because I know that I was elated when I saw it go across the ticker that the 11 a.m. start, and then was more fired up to learn from the Guarantee Media executives that they were going to trim an hour off the pregame and put that hour on the postgame for T and Charlie.
Dude.
It's a good day. It's a good day for your boy. How you feeling?
In a vacuum, yes, this is great. I love 11 o'clock kickoffs. They're my favorite thing in the whole world. 8 o'clock kickoff, very, very bad. That's when you walk in the studio after the game and you look at Haldane and go, Brain, what's our out cue? And he goes, 1:54.
Yeah. And then me and Hanny say, okay, so when do we start?
At
1:54.
So the reasoning's terrible, and I feel so bad for everybody that's west of us. But in a vacuum, I do like the 11 o'clock kickoff.
I am not making
worse?
light for just.
Yeah, obviously we know that. What's worse, an 8 p.m. kickoff or the Cubs losing to the Marlins at 2?
Well, I
couldn't wait to ask you that question.
I'm more used to the Cubs. It's not even. You can't even. I can't even give a reason because you have really good players who have made all-star teams, won MVPs, won World Series, and for now 5 years they get to the playoffs and not like, oh, they didn't play great. Literally can't score. Cannot score a run.
Yeah.
Since they won the World Series in 2016, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, and Javi Baez in the playoffs are hitting 120.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. I have no explanation for that. You can't sign players and have players who are just really good postseason players. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know what to do.
This will be the last time we see the Cubs like this.
The championship Cubs,
the
right?
nucleus of that
It would have
championship.
been had COVID not hit and the revenues not tanked. I think it's going to drastically change the way free agency goes, and I think some of these guys that potentially could have signed extensions or been traded away because people wanted to take on money, they would have blown it up, but it doesn't appear that may happen.
What did you see from weeks 1 and 2 from LSU football?
Couple things. Number one, the most important thing to me was that Brennan looked so much more comfortable, so much more in rhythm. The ball came out on time. He was on target. He just looked far more comfortable than he did against Mississippi State, which was the worst takeaway from that game. I mean, obviously the defensive backfield looked worse, but you had a feeling that was going to get a little bit better because you were going to get an All-American back. With Brennan, like, he's your guy, and he's got to be the guy, and he just didn't look comfortable. He looked much better against an awful Vanderbilt team last week. So all you can do is look good against terrible teams, and then we'll see when you get to the good ones. We haven't gotten there quite yet, but he looked better last week, and then I really liked the way they featured Emory. That was encouraging to me.
So what do you anticipate between week 2 and 3?
More of the same. Missouri's awful. Tennessee really bullied them. It ran the ball right down their throats and didn't really allow much on the offensive end from Missouri. And then the Alabama score looks close, and then you realize that it was 35-3 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Alabama put Bryce Young in, and he fumbled, and then Missouri literally scored on the last play of the game to cut the score to what it was. It was a bloodbath, and so Missouri's terrible. So LSU should go up there and totally take control of the game from start to finish on both sides of the ball, and you just want to look good. I mean, that's all you can do. You can't really impress me with the score tomorrow. You just need to look the part, and then we'll figure it out next week.
What do you think with Glenn Logan returning to that defensive line? How are you feeling about that rotation now?
It's going to get better because he's one of their best players on the inside, and their run defense wasn't great last week. I mean, Vanderbilt was able, with an offensive line that had 3 to 4, depending on what you want to go by, 4 players with starting experience that had opted out of the season. They had put a defensive tackle who had been there for 2 years over on the offensive line in fall camp to get ready for the season, and they were able to create some holes and create some running lanes. Missouri's going to try to do the same. They've got a couple of nice running backs, Roundtree being one. He's fifth in Missouri history in rushing yards, and by the end of the season, unless he gets hurt, he'll be the second all-time leading rusher in the history of Missouri. He's a decent player. He got loose for one run against Tennessee last week that went for about 40 down the right sideline. But LSU needs to stop the run. Again, that's what Missouri's going to want to do with a young quarterback back there. That's the biggest thing for the defense for me.
Yeah, so stopping the run, and I know that you do the show, obviously, with Big Fave, who have on later day, and Brandon Taylor, 2 great defensive players in their own right at LSU. Have y'all talked about, or do you have an opinion on kind of how Damone Clark has played thus far? I mean, I know linebackers a bit tough to judge given the offense that they played, but I feel like if you're going to get that run defense better, he's got to be a bit better.
Statistically, it doesn't look like some of the guys in the past. I mean, he hasn't made as many tackles. Now, I'm not nearly in position to critique X's and O's and run fits and all that kind of stuff. And I also know that when Mississippi State doesn't run it at all, you're going to kind of take the middle linebacker away from his effectiveness. But I think that he played really well last year. I think Missouri's going to try to run the ball a good bit on Saturday, and I'd like to see him pop up a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
You mentioned John Emery, and it looked like he was a step away every carry last week, every time he touched it. How do you anticipate they manage those reps now?
I think Curry factors back in when he's ready to go. I think that's probably tomorrow. We'll see, but I think they like Curry a lot. They trust him, and then he's such a good guy in the locker room. I think he factors in. I don't anticipate that John Emery is going to separate himself from the other 2 backs. That would be my preference, and I've said that since fall. I think he's the best back they've got, and I'd like to see him touch it 15 to 19 times, but I don't know that that's going to necessarily be the case with these 3 backs. And let me be clear that I think that Ty Davis-Price and Chris Curry are really good players and can really help you. I just think Ford's a difference maker, and I'd like to see him touch it more often.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, to speak to that, I mean, Ty Davis-Price had some really nice runs himself last week where he broke tackles and made big gains out of nothing, but like Hunt's alluded to, it was overshadowed. It was just overshadowed by Emery. That said, I do love a breakdown where maybe Curry and TDP are splitting the first down reps, some of the second down, and then, the other second downs and almost all the third downs belong to 4.
Who is the second receiver on this team?
I think the second receiver on this team is probably McMath still. I mean, the point being,
I agree with that, actually.
The biggest point that I took from last week, when you've got 2 weeks ago Jeray Jenkins making some plays, and then you've got Jontre Kirkland getting in the end zone twice last week. You know what Gilbert's going to do, and then Marshall's still a star. Playmakers are not in short supply here. If Brennan is efficient and decisive and accurate, they're going to score points because the offensive scheme is good and the playmakers are still really good all over the place. So, I don't know if I know exactly who the second option is. It's probably changes play to play after Marshall, but they got plenty.
Talking to Hunt Palmer at Hunt Palmer 88 on Twitter. Catch him on the pregame and postgame tomorrow on Eagle 98.1. Hunt, it seems like I can kind of guess from what you're thinking, but what do you? How are you feeling this way? To me, it seems crazy that number dropped from 20 to 14 just because you switched up this game in a year where like home field doesn't matter that much. Like I would take that 14 yesterday, today, whatever. Like it's an automatic play.
It would surprise me if they didn't cover the 14.
Yeah,
and the fact that Vegas came out initially with the 20, and you're really playing in a vacuum anyway. You're going to do that in bad. I don't really get it, but they're a lot smarter than me, and maybe they're just angling it to make sure the money comes in equal on both sides like they do. I don't know, but Missouri's really bad, and I think LSU kind of found something last week. I think they found a little confidence, which is really important, and I don't know that tomorrow should be very close in the fourth quarter.
Well, have a safe weekend. Stay dry as this weather comes through here, and have a good call tomorrow.
Jeff Marcone saying looks like Hunt doing hot yoga too. He looks slimmer. There you go, Hunt. How are you feeling?
Because I am not doing hot yoga. Now, we're going to get into a wedding deal here about December 1st. It's going to be miserable for 3 months.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Oh, you're going to look good, though.
All right, Hunt Palmer every Friday with us on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Tomorrow, right before the game and right after the game on the LSU Sports Radio Network. We'll see you, man.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Close out hour one next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota. Remember All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. Find the inventory right there on the corner of Goodwood and Airline. Great showroom. Aaron Piku, sales director over there. Stop in and see him. Looking for a hybrid model? They can get you into a hybrid Camry or Corolla today. If you want to get into an SUV, that's fine as well. Highlander, 4Runner, whatever you're looking for. Stop in and see them over at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com online.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Look, you want some great October deals, go ahead. Just check them out right there on the website. They have incredible deals if you're looking for a low APR financing, a brand new car. Maybe you don't want brand new. Check out Toyota Certified Used Vehicles, where you'll get a great deal, but then you're still going to get things like a warranty and other advantages that you normally only get when you buy brand new. I'm currently looking at leasing options as well. Like, it's just so nice, the vast selection that they have and the multiple ways in which they can help you. So check it out. If it's right for you today, go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When morning came to Louisiana, we were hopeful, not hibernating. We were mending fences, feeding neighbors, and holding our kids. When morning came to Louisiana, we were wide awake, planting seeds for next year's crops. We were stronger, ready for what's next. And together, as we build anew, Blue Cross stands ready to support you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening. with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Service.
Join us for a Football Friday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. We're live from Rufino's to preview LSU, Missouri, Saints versus Chargers, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, one of our loyal listeners, Whitney Breaux, has formed Day 18 campaign. You can find that on social media. I'm on their Twitter account right now, and they are encouraging women to perform self-breast exams on the 18th day of each month because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. The founder of that site is Whitney Breaux. She's going through her own battle right now for breast cancer, with breast cancer, and you want to talk about a guiding light for people out there. Not only is she going through the struggles of breast cancer, but she is doing it with a smile on her face and encouraging women around her to get in and get the self-breast exams performed. And she may have saved somebody's life the other day. There is a post that is floating around social media that is pretty powerful. Whitney Breaux is with us here this morning on Off the Bench, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria to give us some insight on Day 18 and the campaign there. Whit, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jordy and T-Bob. Guys, I hope you guys are doing well, and certainly prayers are going out to our fellow citizens out in Southwest Louisiana with the approaching hurricane. So certainly praying for everybody.
Absolutely. And prayers to you right now as, of course, you're going through your fight with breast cancer. Give our listeners just your story and where you are.
Thanks, Jordy. I appreciate it. And, you know, this all started at the start of the COVID pandemic, which is insane for me. My son and I were laying on the couch fighting over a TV remote on March 13th. When they got put out of school, I guess, and I discovered very randomly a sizable lump in my left breast and, you know, kind of had the shock and awe of what in the world could this be. Literally 7 days later on March 20th of 2020, I was diagnosed with late stage 3 breast cancer. And mind you, I'm 32 years old and spent much of 2019 working out every day so that my Tigers could win the national championship. I had no idea that a cancer that size and an advanced disease was growing in my body the entire time. But I wasn't performing self-breast exams every month. And if it can happen to me, if I'm that 1 in 8, I'm trying to do my best to bring awareness to breast cancer, how it impacts women in Louisiana. Louisiana has the 3rd highest death rate associated with women with breast cancer.
Wow.
It's a pandemic in and of itself. And so Day 18 campaign, which is on Twitter and Instagram, is my way of channeling, I guess, a little bit of my anger and frustration that it happened to me, but in hopes that I'm going to be able to save someone else.
Can you share with our listeners the story that is on social media from the DM that you received after your post a couple of days ago?
Yeah, I guess it was Wednesday morning. I posted a how-to, just a real quick infographic on how you perform a self-breast exam. Literally takes you 5 minutes. And 4 hours later, a young woman that lives right here in Baton Rouge reaches out to me on Facebook with a message and says, you know, hi, I don't think I've ever met you, and I don't know how I saw your post, but I think you just saved my life. She found a tender lump in her breast And that same day, on Wednesday, like she's at Women's Hospital getting a mammogram, getting an ultrasound, having biopsies. And there's a strong likelihood that she may have breast cancer. And so whether it's through mediums like talking to you guys, and I know there's a lot of women that listen to ESPN Sports Talk Radio,
right.
listen to
That's right,
Off the
Whit.
Bench.
That's right. We were hanging out
You
at
know
last
what I'm
year's
saying?
SEC championship at the
You
booth.
better
We were
believe
doing
it.
pregame. Hell yeah, there are.
And, I know that women are avid LSU football fans, so I appreciate you guys for giving me the platform, because if one social media post helped one woman this week, I can only imagine how many women we might be able to help from just the conversation we're having today.
I mean, I just texted my wife. I just texted her the graphic and the rundown of being like, look, on the 18th, every month we got to start doing this.
So, lasting message for our listeners and the women in the audience today. Where do they go? What do you recommend? What's the first thing they need to do when you get off the air?
First thing is put a calendar reminder in your phone for the 18th day of every month. Set it as a reoccurring thing, and that's your day to do your self-breast exam. Just think of your favorite number 18s that play for LSU, and that should maybe help. Number 2, I want you to share that information with someone else. Be one that helps one pay it forward. And number 3, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram at Day18Campaign to keep up with the movement and how we're trying to help women across the state.
We will share that Twitter account from OTB and all of our personal accounts. You can follow Day 18 Campaign on all those social medias. You can also read the blog over at Women's Hospital and what's going on with Whitney Breaux' breast cancer at Women's Hospital blog that you can find online. All of that information as at the Day 18 Campaign Twitter account, which we're about to blast out. We spoke to our executives here at Guarantee Media. We're about to link up with Whitney for a campaign with breast cancer awareness. Great work. We're proud of you. Keep fighting. Hashtag Whit fights like a tiger. And have a good weekend. Stay safe.
You too, guys. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Thank
Whitney
you,
Breaux checking in
best.
at Day 18 Campaign. Hour 2 of Off the Bench next.
Off the Bench with Colada and T-Bob.
Daily here, we're brought to you by Secure Shredding and Recycling. Remember, online at SecureShreddingAndRecycling.com. You want to get in touch with Gaines Garrett, Mr. J. Babb, and the crew over there at Secure Shredding and Recycling. You can by just logging online at SecureShreddingAndRecycling.com. When you do that, you will find over at Secure Shredding and Recycling that they are your document destruction specialists. They specialize in mobile shredding, drop-off shredding. If you need hard drives destroyed, you can do that as well at SecureShreddingAndRecycling.com.
SecureShreddingRecycling.com, SecureShreddingAndRecycling.com. What you may not be realizing is that ultimately that is a services business, right? It's something that you need done, and they are there to fulfill your needs. They're going to do it better than national companies. It's going to be an actual relationship there. You're going to get at a better rate. They're local LSU grads. And convenience is the name of the game. They can destroy on site with their trucks. They have drop-off points. They can bring it back to their own facilities. Whatever you need, they can accommodate. Go to SecureShreddingRecycling.com.
Hello. What's up, B? What you doing?
Chilling at the office working. You?
Hanging at the job site. Chilling.
Roof's up?
Hey, Greg. Roof up? Roof's up. Roof's up.
Roof's up.
Roof's up?
Roof's up.
Roof's up! Roof's up! Beautiful roof every single time.
True. True.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Friday, October 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see thunderstorms and wind as Hurricane Delta makes landfall with a high of 80. Still to come, SEC Network analyst Cole Cubelic stops by his weekly spot 8:30. LSU Sports Radio Network's Marlon Favorite joins the show at 9 a.m. And the Yacht Father Jimmy Yacht, Ben Mintz, and Megan Making Money will square off in the Degeneration Dome Week 5 at 9:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou 4 chat. Make sure you're subscribed to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube pages. New content posted daily, so set your notifications. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Off the Bench, Hour 2, driven and powered by All-Star Toyota. Remember, online, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Hour 1 down. Appreciate Hunt Palmer for stopping by in studio. We talked to Whitney Breaux about her Day 18 campaign. We've tweeted out the link there at Day 18 campaign. Remember, 1 in every 8 women will test positive for breast cancer.
But obviously, early recognition is key in battling that. And so, like Whitney said, set that calendar notification, recurrent monthly. It's super easy to do. And then every month on the 18th, just let's all see where we stand.
Got an update from Jake Dalton at WBRZ about Hurricane Delta. Our listeners and our fellow Louisianians.
Jake Dalton's a great name, by the way.
It is.
And like so many, it could be a great football player.
Great athletic name.
Yes. I believe that Jake Dalton was a 2-time All-American in high school. What position does he play, though?
He's like a quarterback DB.
Jake Dalton?
Absolutely.
Yeah, on the high school level for sure. He's an athlete.
He's QB1.
He's not, but I don't get a pocket. I don't get a pocket.
Starting pitcher feel like a quarterback.
Tight end, starting pitcher for sure.
He's got more of a baseball feel to him than he does
shortstop as well.
Field, yeah.
Well, and because of that, I do think he's a starting quarterback. I don't think he's like a pure pocket passer.
No,
he's just an athlete,
scrambler.
Probably a better baseball player, but QB1.
Yes.
In the fall.
So he's John Rice Plumlee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jake Dalton is. Yeah. If John Rice Plumlee was to actually change his name to Jake Dalton, that would make more sense.
Okay.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
I mean,
the American dream.
Absolutely. Got the chin cut like granite.
Jesse McCormick in the chat. Great 80s jock villain name for sure. I could see that. Maybe like a Spike. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking of Little Giant still after we mentioned it yesterday.
Biff will always be the one.
Biff Tannen. I feel like Biff is like that guy that you talk about, your friend's older brother who's a psychopath.
Absolutely, Brit.
Okay, yeah, there
You know what I mean?
Just a couple letters off.
When it fits, it fits. I'm going back with Coach Burrow right now and seeing if we can't get him on for 8:15.
Oh, okay. Come on. He knows he loves us. He knows he loves us. I know maybe he doesn't want to talk too much about, jinxing the incredible year that Joey's having thus far. But, yeah, the Bengals found their quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what a good feeling for any fan base when you feel like you found your young transcendent quarterback. Now, granted, it doesn't always go well. Like the Texans seem to have found their guy, and yet their future looks kind of bleak right now. I still think you have to actively work to screw those kind of situations up. And let's be clear, us in the Houdat Nation, I don't know what the future holds, but it certainly feels like next season we may be entering that same era where we're just going to have to bide our time and hope for the best and hope to eventually hit on a premier QB.
Yeah, it's dangerous territory in the NFL because it's such a
crapshoot.
It is such a crapshoot.
And then if you draft a guy that high, like a Mitch
you're 4
Trubisky,
years.
you have to stick with him for a while.
You're 4 years in the can.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what's going on with Trubisky. Now they finally make the move there, and they're actually immediately rewarded with Foles.
Coach Burrow in
win.
10 minutes. Jimmy Burrow will stop by here at 8:15 this morning, give us an update on Joey, who is leading the rookies in passing. We'll also ask him his point of view of watching LSU for the last couple of weeks, as the Burrows, of course, are invested into LSU football.
Jordy, we touched on this yesterday on OTBOT, but I kind of like to pick your brain about it. Looking forward at this weekend slate of games.
Yeah.
A couple interesting ones. Yeah, it's a good weekend.
I love it.
Well, we'll see, right? Because there's a ton of good ranked unranked brand name matchups, but I almost feel that in all of these, there is like a clear, far superior team. So I don't know how close these games are going to be.
Really?
Now, math-wise, you like one of them I'm going to be off on, and it will be close, but we'll see. Obviously, one of them, 11 a.m. tomorrow, starting the same time as LSU. Number 4, Florida, at number 21, Texas A&M. What are you thinking there?
I like Florida big here. I really do. I think that Florida offensively is so much more advanced than a lot of people in the conference. And last weekend, what Texas A&M faced was probably second best in Alabama. I mean, one thing that we don't talk about is Mac Jones.
No, he's been. It's like we said. I said earlier, or sometime, whatever. The point is, if you protect Mac Jones, he will kill you. That was even last year. He was like that. Now he's gotten better than that, which is scary. But like the only game in which he struggled last year was the Auburn game. Why? For the same reason that Joe Burrow did. Because they had Derek Brown and this incredible D line that was a quarterback's worst nightmare. And now you look at Alabama, and I don't see a D line like that in the SEC that will be able to threaten him. And Alabama's offensive line is incredible.
Yeah, they are.
And so he got the wide receiver. Yeah, Mac Jones is it's not going to be fun to watch him.
Tell you what, man, you look around the conference, and there's some unexpected good quarterback play, right? And I'm talking about Stetson Bennett.
Yes.
At Georgia has been pretty good through 2 weeks.
Matt Corral jumps off the page.
Matt Corral is the one, T.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
he's the one that we didn't expect going into the season, and still 2 weeks in, it's kind of tough to say, man. Like look at what you're looking at. Corral looks like one of the top players in the conference. Like looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the league through the first couple of weeks.
I mean, the numbers are stupid. We're talking about like a 75% completion percentage. Will throw for 365 a game, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick. So, yeah, the numbers for Corral are out of control. That said, I think Lane Kiffin calling Nick Saban elderly. I mean, it's fun. It is fun, and I support this wholly and fully. But damn, I think Alabama is going to be out for blood.
If there is a scenario where Alabama does not pick their foot up off the gas pedal, tomorrow would be it.
Yep, that's fair
for sure. I think if he has an opportunity to score 60, and it seems like Ole Miss's defense can't stop anybody.
7 yards a carry.
And Alabama's offense has been pretty oiled up through the first couple of weeks. This may be a perfect storm as far as scoring goes. I still think Ole Miss gets points.
People keep saying that. I don't know that I agree, but I'm open to being proven wrong tomorrow.
Yeah, I still think it happens. But I mean, back to that Texas A&M Florida matchup. One of the quarterbacks that we were talking about. And we were talking about guys that we weren't speaking about that are playing well in Bennett at Georgia and even Corral. Kellen Mond had all the expectation to have another season or a breakout type season, and it has proved just to be typical Kellen Mond and Texas A&M.
Typical Jimbo Fisher.
I have no belief in Fisher. I've got no belief in Mond. I've got no belief in the A&M program. I think they get stomped on Saturday. Tomorrow by Florida. Interesting fact here: did everybody know in this room that De'Aaron King and Kyle Trask were in the same high school roster?
Yeah. Wait, so I didn't realize that. I do remember the story that Trask.
He never started in
was
high school.
Yes, because we talked about that
last year for the LSU Florida game.
For the LSU Florida game, that was his first start in like 8
since
years or something
since
crazy.
freshman year in high school. But him and De'Aaron King not only on the same high school team. They were in the same class.
And now they're kicking ass both in Florida on college football.
Think about this. If De'Aaron King goes into Clemson this weekend and has a pretty good game, I mean, you're probably talking about two of the front runners for the Heisman being from the same high school and the same high school graduating class. It's just kind of crazy to say out loud.
Yeah.
Speaking of tomorrow, and I think that frauds that are really, you're going to talk about the narrative changing around two Big 12 programs, and that's Oklahoma and Texas tomorrow. That's a huge matchup outside of the SEC, and I really think that the seat begins to get really, really hot under Tom Herman if he has an embarrassing outing tomorrow.
I mean, it's because Texas does feel like the favorite going into that game, given what we've seen out of Oklahoma this year. That said, I think if push came to shove, I would actually choose Oklahoma to win.
Yes.
Just because I can't really see them losing 3 in a row. Herman's seat will get hot. Lincoln Riley will not, but Lincoln Riley is having to deal with his first ever, the fan base is legitimately displeased with you.
Could you imagine if he starts 0-3 in the Big 12?
That's what I'm saying. You skirted by on a lot of your playoff kind of face plants, but this, I mean, if nothing else, throughout all that, you ran the Big 12 like it was your own personal playground. If you go 0-3 now, people are going to be mad. Then again, Lincoln Riley could probably bail for the NFL if he really wanted to. We'll have to wait and see after the season. So that one's interesting. Another one in the SEC. Number 14, Tennessee against number 3, Georgia. So you mentioned Stetson Bennett. Here's my deal with Stetson Bennett. He has played well. But answer me this. All right, what held Georgia back last season? The offense, right? Yeah, the offense was terrible. And specifically, you could say quarterback play. Stetson Bennett is like Jake Fromm, but not as good. He's like Jake Fromm, but without some of the highs. He's the game manager that Fromm was, but I don't know that he can make all the throws that Fromm necessarily could. And so in my mind, for all this talk of reworking the offense and doing all of these things, I see a Georgia team that essentially looks the exact same. They have an incredible defense. They're going to look to run the ball offensively and then have their quarterback make just enough plays. And the thing is, with their talent level, it's a lot like LSU used to be. Pro-style offenses are so talent-dependent that with their talent level, they will just lean on the vast majority of teams and they will fold. Look at the Arkansas game. Arkansas put up a valiant fight, but in the end, the talent of Georgia just eroded them. That was it. My question becomes, what happens when Georgia gets back in the really big ones? Now, I think they smashed Tennessee because they're a great matchup for Tennessee. Tennessee wants to run the ball. Georgia can stop the run. Garantano has to beat him. That ain't going to happen. But what happens when they play the Alabamas or they play in an SEC championship, the Floridas of the world?
Next weekend.
Can Stetson Bennett keep up? I just don't know that I see it yet. And I think this Georgia offense, which consistently got the benefit of the doubt. Remember, we're bringing in Bobo or whatever, redoing things. We're bringing in Jamie Newman, and now it just feels like the exact same Georgia offense that it always has been under Kirby.
Brought to you by Central Plumbing Company here on OTB. Remember, online at centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, residential and commercial plumbing services. And if you need a generator, remember, with the storms and the winds coming through here, if you want to get out in front, never losing power, they can get you a full home generator today, sold and installed, 925-8552. The Cincinnati Bengals are traveling to face the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. Patrick Queen is leading the Baltimore Ravens in tackling. Cincinnati's led by rookie quarterback Joe Burrow, who leads all rookies with passing yards. Burrow got his first win last week as the Bengals took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. His old man was in the stadium, Jimmy Burrow. Coach Burrow will stop by next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Lanois Insurance Agency brings you off the bench daily here, LANOIXagency.com. If you are looking for auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance, and flood insurance, now's the time. 749-5640, LANOIXagency.com. This is Randy, Brian, and David all standing by this morning. Get in touch with them. 749-5640 or online at LANOIXagency.com.
LANOIXagency.com. What does that spell? Lanois. Get your insurance from Lanois Agency. Bundle your home and auto. You're a small business owner looking for protection. They got you. You're not in a flood zone, but you still want that peace of mind. Or if you are in a flood zone, they can do your flood insurance, right? They gave me, I got max coverage at a great rate that I feel comfortable with. It gives me peace of mind heading in to stormy season. So get that peace of mind, get that customer service, get that customizability, get that ability for your agent to save you money without you ever lifting a finger by going to LanoisAgency.com. Head over there today, LanoisAgency.com.
Off the Bench, hanging with Hester and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, football fans, T-Bomb here, reminding you that Hooters is your headquarters for football. If you can't get in, they still got the Hooters girls, the TVs, the wings, the beer, everything you love about game day. But what if you're watching at your house? Maybe having some people over. You don't feel like cooking? Well, great. Hooters, they have your back. You download the Hooters app. You'll get a free app, and then you go and you pick up the food. You bring it home. Everybody loves you because you got Hooters wings, and game day, it's a match made in heaven. Download the app. Get Hooters to go. Hooters, your headquarters for football.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join Jacob Hester and I for the next edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny as we get you ready for LSU and Missouri and a big SEC football weekend. We'll also have the latest on Hurricane Delta. Hanging with Hester and Hanny, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, little Jay settled on his Halloween costume yesterday. He's going to be Joe Burrow for the second straight year. Last year, he was rocking the purple and gold number 9. This year, he's going to be in the orange and black 9 as we picked up the Burrow jersey.
Level up.
That's right.
There's levels to this.
Speaking of levels, Joe Burrow is the best rookie quarterback in the NFL. Who's surprised? Nobody here. Over 1,100 yards and the first rookie quarterback to throw for at least 300 yards in his first 3 starts. Joe Burrow was the best player in college football last season. Lamar Jackson was the best player in the NFL last season. Both those guys square off for the first time this Sunday in an AFC North matchup. Jimmy Burrow is a great friend of our show. He's a great resource for us. We always enjoy talking to him, and we have dialed him up on this Friday morning. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. I just got warm feelings through my body. It's good to talk to you again, Coach.
It is great to have you back on here, Coach. What has been your point of view of the first 3 weeks of the NFL season? How have you enjoyed this? This first 3 weeks?
Well, the Bengals certainly have made improvements. A work in progress. I think Joe, although he's played well, he knows he can do better, and he's excited. Where they are at this point, but he's never been one that accepted losing. He's so competitive, and with a few bounces here and there, coulda, woulda, but they could be actually 4-0 right now. So he's looking forward to this week. Certainly a challenge. I mean, the Ravens are one of the best defenses around.
Yeah, led by Patrick Queen, another LSU rookie, as this rookie class is dominated after dominating draft day. Joe's completing 66% of his passes. He's thrown for over 1,100 yards, six scores through the air. He's got 1 on the ground. Coach, he's been sacked 15 times. I thought the mic'd up last week was pretty cool insight to seeing him on the field. I mean, he wants to slide. You can tell the coaches are urging him to slide. He's still learning how to do that. What's been the physical toll on the number 1 pick through the first 3 weeks?
Well, he's certainly sore after games, but in the NFL, the practices aren't near as physical as they were at LSU and in college, wherever I've been. So that's a good thing, really, to have about 2 days after the Sunday game of not much running and practicing, and I don't know for sure how many days are actually in pads. I don't think very many. So you get more time to recuperate, and he certainly needed it. And sliding isn't in his nature. I know Coach Orgeron would try to get him for 2 years to do it, and but he knows he needs to. The quarterback at any level is so important, and they're not paying him money to try to run over linebackers. So he's getting the hang of it.
Did you happen to see the mic'd up clip last week, Coach, where he's talking to the referee and they're kind of joking about that? The refs are telling him, like, you're going to learn to slide real quick in this league. And he's like, yeah, man. I mean, did you see last week? Like, I'm working on it.
Well, Mom and Dad thought it was cool that the official was looking out for our son.
Yeah.
So hopefully he learned from that. And, I mean, you have to have the longevity in a career as a running back, as a quarterback, and a running back for that, as far as that goes. But he's going to do it. He doesn't want to miss games because of something that he could have avoided when it comes to contact. So I think he's getting the hang of it.
So there's so much. I mean, just looking at last year, looking at what he's done so far, it seems like everything Joe does, he just seems like almost infallible, man. Like nothing is ever too big for him. Has he revealed anything that has caused him trouble on the NFL level? Like, what does he feel that he's kind of struggling with the most right now?
Well, I don't know for sure. That he's I think struggling with really anything particular.
I know.
but he there's probably a lot more coverages being disguised in the back end. I know we've talked about that. There's just so much more time to prepare as a defense and a defensive coordinator, because I mean that's your job. You don't have to go to class. You don't have to do anything other than just prepare that next opponent. So I think that's been something that he's at least figured out, that he's going to see a lot of different things from week to week and see things that particular defense hasn't shown before. So that's just a learning experience when it comes to a rookie quarterback.
How was it after you got his first win?
Well, it was great. Rob and I were able to be there. They allowed 6,000 fans. That was the first home game we'd been able to go to. We were at the Browns game. He was excited. We got a chance to see him at his house for a couple hours after the game. And that first win is hard to get in the NFL, or any win. I mean, Joe knows that it's a battle, and I think that's another thing he's learned, that every week it just comes down to 4 or 5 different plays, and it doesn't really matter what your record is or the opponent's record. It's going to be a tough game, and for the most part they're all close. And but he's looking forward to this weekend. I think you guys know he likes challenges, and this is certainly going to be one of them.
No doubt about that. Before we look forward to that, take me back. How mad or how much were you yelling at the television when they called OPI in game 1 on what looked like the game-winning touchdown?
Well, as a defensive coordinator and former defensive back coach, I've yelled many a time that it should be offensive pass.
Oh, no, it was you. It was karma. All these years you've been calling for it, and you finally got your wish.
I was just so disappointed, and it was one of those calls that, just from coaching over the years and watching NFL games, it may be called, it may not be called.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
I was thinking, like NBA, if it's the final shot, you can darn near tackle the guy, and they're not going to call anything.
Right.
But as Joe would tell you, and he certainly did in his interviews, that it shouldn't have come down to that one particular play, and he had opportunities as well as their offense to get some more points on the board, and you just never want it to come down to that. And then the kicker, Randy, one of the best kickers. I mean, I don't think he's missed one.
Coach,
since then.
he had made like 30 in a row or something, and now everybody down here just thinks he sucks because that was their first Randy Bullock moment.
And he does, and he's been outstanding since then. And those things happen in the crazy world of the NFL.
Typical Aggie move by Bullock. I'm just kidding. Everybody was singing the Burrow Blues a couple of weeks back, Coach, here in Louisiana after the opening game, but things have righted with LSU last weekend in Vanderbilt. And you look up, and Miles is playing really good. What's been your point of view of watching LSU play, and how weird is it looking at the purple and gold and not seeing number 9 under center?
Well, it is strange, but we're big fans, as Joe is, of Miles, and that's just, you're going to see improvement with Miles every single week.
Yep.
Just when you haven't played for a couple of years, and you're out there against those defenses in the SEC, it's just not going to happen right away. And I thought Miles, even in the first game, played good, and he's going to get better every week. Sometimes you just forget about how many guys on that football team are now starting in the NFL, and then you add those to the guys that opted out, and then Stingley doesn't play in that first game. Expectations are always going to be really high at LSU, and they should be, but they lost a lot of players, so it's not going to happen just overnight to replace all those guys.
The coach, Jimmy Burrow, joining us here on Off the Bench, ESPN, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Always good to hear from Coach. What's the state of Ohio like now with Joe settled in as the starter in the face of the Bengals?
Well, especially since there's been not much college football. Since UC Cincinnati's playing, but Ohio State isn't. So really, the whole focus has been on the Bengals. At least in this part, the Browns are playing well, and they've taken to Joe like LSU fans, and there were so many jerseys with Burrow on the back at that game the other day. I was I was surprised because, at LSU you couldn't really sell jerseys with Burrow on the back, or they would have been a lot there also. Maybe they are now.
Yes.
But that was fun. It's great to be 2.5 hours away. We were able to go to the game. We spent the night at Joe's on Saturday night. We went over that night. I'll give you a quick story. Joe's, you guys know how locked in he is. And so we hadn't seen him in a few weeks, and so we wanted to. We said, hey, they stay in a hotel, so we said, hey, we're going to be there around 7 to get just say hello to you as you're going out the door. And he texted back, see you tomorrow. So that gave me my orders that we weren't supposed to bother him the night before the game, but. That was great, and then to still be able to get back at a decent time on Sunday night. Robin's working still as a principal, and so it was a good weekend for our family.
Do you make the trip to Baltimore?
We would. We had planned on going to every game, but my understanding is that there's no fans there. There might have been. I think there were 250 immediate families of the staff and players at their last game. And once again, Joe, he doesn't give us a lot of information. That's not on his mind during the week is, hey, Mom and Dad want to go to this game. So like last week, we didn't even know our ticket situation until I think maybe Friday he texted us and he said, hey, you got 2 tickets. And that was about it. So we had to fend for ourselves to find out how to proceed after that. But we miss going. I mean, that's the one thing about going to 15 LSU games and being a part of that whole Baton Rouge scene before the game and after the game and going to the away games and the SEC. I mean, we really miss that.
There are Bengal jerseys on every corner. We were at Traction last week for flag football, and there were Bengals and Burrow jerseys.
Dude, the kids in my neighborhood,
all over
the little kids got it.
It is
crazy.
wild, Coach. It's
well,
great
that's
to
great. I'm sure Halloween there'll be more than just your Burrow jersey from the Bengals, and we have ours too. We've joined right in.
Coach, it is great to hear from you. Send the Golden Boy our best, and tell him to keep fighting, and we'll catch up
soon. All right,
soon.
go Bengals and go Tigers.
Yes, sir. There he is, Coach Jimmy Burrow checking in. We'll
Day. Danny, are you triggered? Are you triggered? Look at him. He's so mad.
We ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that just yet. Not just yet. All right, Cole Cubelic talking SEC football next.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by Donaldsonville Glass and Body, online dgbauto.com. Remember, Donaldsonville Glass and Body is available for you at 415 Division Street. They offer 24-hour towing if you've been in an accident, if you've been in a collision. Donaldsonville Glass and Body can help you out today. They are the spot for collision repair, but they can also help you out with tires, oil changes, alignments, windshield repair, all online dgbauto.com.
dgbauto.com, donaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com. Go there today for all of your car needs, a literal one-stop car shop. And I know that when it comes to cars, things can be very intimidating if you're like me and you don't really know what's what, right? I mean, you could tell me something about gigawatts and a flux capacitor, and I would say, you know what? I think that sounds right. You should fix that. Over there at Donaldsonville Glass and Body, they're not trying to take advantage of you. They're just trying to make sure that you're satisfied and your problems are solved. Because they know a satisfied customer is a happy one, and happy customers come back. So tires, wheels, glass, brakes, collision repair, anything and everything, go to DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com today.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. It's a football Friday. Phil Steele joins us. The Riot Radio Hour, our celebrity guest picker. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
A little long with Coach Burrow. Let's get right into the best analyst of college football. I'm telling you, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, and the support that I've got around this on Twitter leads me to believe that you support this as well. As far as breaking down the college football game.
He may cheat on Peloton, but he is a beast at breaking down college football, for sure.
What happened? How are you? Sorry we went long with Coach Burrow. I got a question for you there, but what happened with the Peloton?
Oh, I mean, that's a T-Bob problem.
Yeah.
It's not a Cole problem.
Typical. That's what we do. That's what we deal with every day. Is there anything more on brand than Joe Burrow? His parents did not know on Friday whether or not he had left them tickets because he was so dialed into last week's preparation.
I think it's great. Just charge it to the Amex and send him the bill if he didn't leave you the ticket.
That's right.
I mean, I think that's probably pretty easy. You just figure it out. I mean, obviously they're a little bit more difficult to come across right now because of limited access, but I mean, I love it. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Cole is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Is Stetson Bennett Jake Fromm?
Not even close. No.
Yeah. In the wrong direction, though, you're saying, right?
Who's better?
Yeah, Jake Fromm.
Yeah, Jake Fromm. That's my entire point with this Georgia football team right now. They're the exact same offense, just with a lesser quarterback.
Well, I mean, full disclosure, I said last week Stetson Bennett wasn't going to beat a Kevin Steele defense. I did not anticipate that Kevin Steele's defense would be put in the positions that they were consistently, and I didn't think that they'd lose two guys, key players in that game, but they did, and good for Stetson Bennett. I will say the same thing for Florida and Alabama because I feel like those offenses are a little more capable than what Auburn's is right now. So, listen, he's tough. He's a gamer. He's done some good things. Let's make no mistake about it. There was a reason he was fourth-string quarterback at Georgia about a month and a half ago. So that's he's limited in what he's going to be able to do. And I understand they got a great defense and a good run game. And, yes, if you can manage things around that, you're going to win a lot of games. But are you going to beat Florida and Alabama? Because I think it's going to take a little bit more to beat those two teams this year.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it here early on. Cole, what were your big takeaways covering LSU in person last week?
I think Dre Jenkins is the next big LSU wide receiver.
Whoa.
I think he's the next guy in line. I saw him flash a little bit the game before. I don't know how many opportunities he'll get this year, but I think just physically, he's got that big body, and then he's super loose. He moves well. I think he attacks the football. I think LSU's found a running back. I think they're comfortable with John Emery. I think I think the offensive line, they have a little more confidence in what they can be. Now, obviously, Ed Ingram's not healthy right now, so when you get the 5 you want on the field, we're not real sure about that. Should be okay this weekend, even if you don't have it. But I think defensively, you got a guy in Ali Gay who has a chance to be a star. You see some of the things that he does. He reminds me a little bit of a more athletic Donnell Hunter. You don't see that kind of you don't see that kind of length very much, and he's not like a Sam Montgomery where he's he's long and twitchy, like he's filled out, and so I think that helps him play the run a little bit better. Got an amazing story, by the way. We didn't get to it during the game, and I really wish we would have. It's hard to get things in when Tom Hart just talks. I
can see that, dude. I can see that
story.
For sure.
Yeah, his story is just phenomenal. It's a really cool story. If people don't know, you should do a little research, try to figure it out. But I think Miles Brennan looked more comfortable, climbing the pocket a little bit, stepping up, maybe not rushing things. So
how much do the coaches deserve credit on that?
I think probably a pretty good bit. I think when you have to place emphasis on certain things, and even if you're going to make a lot of mistakes in a game, but let's go coach up the things that we know you can correct now, and not necessarily try to correct everything, because that's just not going to be possible from 1 week to the next week. Across the course of a season, maybe, but not during 1 week. And I think that a perfect example of that was if you noticed, he came out and threw a pick. And then the next series, they came, and I asked Coach O about this at halftime. I said, what about your confidence in your quarterback? He said, we like what we see. We like how he's growing. And I said, that touchdown pass, I said, that was a pick. Came back to the exact same route. And he was like, don't you love it? Don't you love it? And I was like, yes, I love it. But, I think that shows Coach Inslinger's confidence that, hey, man, you missed this route, but we know you got it in you. We know it's going to be open. Let's go attack it again. That's a ton of confidence in your guy, and I think LSU showed that. So they needed a bounce-back win, completely revamped everything on defense. Getting 24 back was massive. And here's the thing nobody talked about. I'm sure you guys did, but nationally nobody talked about it. Everybody said, oh, you got the best cover corner, and you can just helps your defense. You can do this. What about the return game?
Yeah,
for sure.
And you guys have probably seen this like a lot of schools have. Just fielding punts can be a big deal in college football. Like not letting them bounce and not dropping them. And obviously, he's going to give you a little bit of actual returns to give you better field position. So I think getting Stingley back was big as well.
Talking to Cole Cubelic here on Off the Bench. Cole, a big one in the SEC tomorrow. Number 4, Florida against number 21, Texas A&M. Two schools that are kind of heading opposite directions, almost in a way. Like there's so much on the line narratively for both. How do you see it playing out?
I don't know if you guys are hearing this or not. Where is this false confidence from A&M coming from in this game?
I have no idea, dude. I don't know. It's A&M. That's just what they do.
I talked to a brilliant football mind who I'm friends with earlier this week, a Rhodes Scholar, actually.
Oh, wow.
Who told me that he believes that A&M is much closer than people believe. Going back and studying them and watching them. And I said, well, if you're watching the D-line, then yes, I'm with you there. But and I will say this, Kenyon Green, left guard for A&M 55, is playing some great football right now. How close they are as a team, I don't know if I see that because, I think he probably saw some of the things they stole late in that game, which is fine, but I don't think Alabama continued to attack for 4 quarters. I just don't see it. I think it's a lot of the same problems. I think it's some toughness and physicality. And I don't know if they have enough of those. I think if A&M had all their opt-outs right now, we could have that conversation. And we'd probably be having a completely different conversation about them because the key guys that they lost were that important, and they just don't have the numbers to just plug and go. I didn't think Kellen looked comfortable last week. I thought he rushed some things, which I don't understand. We've been here. You've played them. You've played that. You've competed against that team. You've been on the stage. I mean, what's he played, like 8 games against the number 1 team in the nation? Like he knows what it's like. So I don't know if that's his confidence in the receivers or the protection or the routes or the calls, whatever. But he's a guy that has it in him, and kind of just didn't see it in that game. So I don't think that defense slows this offense down. That they're not. I don't think Dan goes into this game, especially against that D line, and says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna pound it on them. We're just gonna run the ball 45 times." They won't do it because number one, they can't. The offensive line is just not built for that. They're great in pass protection. They're not great in the run game, but they have enough weapons to be able to spread you out and distribute it quickly with a quarterback that's super accurate and makes great decisions, and a tight end that nobody can cover. So I don't really see A&M keeping this game within a score late in the fourth quarter, to be honest.
Was it McElroy? It says he was a Rhodes Scholarship finalist back in 2010.
I'm not
Okay. Look, I'm just saying. I'm just connecting the dots here.
Ole Miss Bama, what do you make of this matchup?
I'm really interested to see if Alabama can put up 700 yards of offense. I think it's actually really possible. I mean, you guys realize there's one college football team in the nation that's giving up over 600 yards a game. Yes. One singular team, and that is your old Mississippi Black Bear Rebels. 600.5 yards per game is inexcusable, disgusting, should have a parental advisory sticker on it, and should be rated NC-17 for all football viewers. It is not safe for work, if you will. I don't understand it. And Mike McIntyre had that thing going in the right direction last year. I know they lost a couple guys up front. Benito Jones is gone, but just the running back, the linebackers can't seem to fill properly. They look lost half the time. Are they going to get some points? Yeah, I think they'll probably score a little bit. I think Alabama's defense is super fast, super twitchy. I think they're better in coverage than people give them credit for. I don't think they have a big-time pass rusher yet. Everybody's really excited about Will Anderson, but I don't think he's going to – he's not Derek Thomas. So, I still think that there are ways to get this Alabama defense, and I think Lane will probably drop some misdirection stuff. If the rain's as bad as it looks like it might be, I'm really interested to see John Rice Plumlee's role in this game because he went for 200 on Bama last year. So you probably forced them to at least prepare for that kind of an attack, at least an alternate attack with that. But then again, how much does Lane have that? How much of that does Lane have in his offense? I don't really know. So I don't think it's going to be a close game. I do think we'll see a lot of points. But I really do think that you could probably go out there and name your score and name the amount of yards if you really wanted to.
You have been you've been out in front on the Jeremy Pruitt and Tennessee thing, and they look really good through the first 2 weeks. How big is tomorrow for them at Georgia?
Well, it's a massive opportunity because this would take all those people that are trying to poop on what they're doing and saying you hadn't played anybody and look at this streak. It has been, Missouri and Vanderbilt and Indiana. Even though Indiana was a much better team than a lot of SEC fans want to believe last year. You still have the longest winning streak in the SEC. It's in the SEC, by the way, and I think people sort of forget that.
It's not in the nation?
People conveniently want to prop up the conference until it doesn't aid their team, and then all of a sudden, look who it was against. It's like, come on. So I don't know how well they match up in that game. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. But raise your hand if you had Jarrett Garantano and Stetson Bennett as the last 2 remaining SEC quarterbacks to not have thrown an interception this year.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody raised their hand there. So
who's Stetson Bennett?
Garantano's making some really good throws. He's making some nice plays, but they're a run-first team, and they have to be. And if you haven't seen this little wing T formation that they bring out where Riley Locklear and Cooper Mays come in as tight ends and line up as wing backs, and they just try to pound you with 7 offensive linemen. It's a lot of fun to watch. Backs are running hard. They got Josh Palmer looking like a number 1 receiver, stepping up, making plays. Defensively is where I have some concerns. And that D-line's played better than I thought they would, but I just don't know if that group's going to be able to hold up against this Georgia running attack. But I say this, I really believe this, and this. I guess I said it on Jason Swain's show earlier in the week, and it kind of got floating around. But I think Jeremy Pruitt is one of the best in-game defensive minds in college football. And I think he will adjust. I think if If Georgia thinks they're coming in there with a very simple plan, I don't think that's going to work for 4 quarters. I really don't. So I think it could be an interesting game. Everybody obsesses with the line of scrimmage, and you guys know me. I'm all for that. And I think this Tennessee offensive line, who's maybe not playing to the level that some people believe. I mean, they're not playing 95 Nebraska football right now, but them against that Georgia D-line is going to be a lot of fun. This game comes down to quarterback play. This game comes down to the quarterback that makes the fewest mistakes and the quarterback who can provide a couple of explosive plays, maybe even momentum-changing plays. That's where this game is decided, in my opinion.
There are no better tweets on a Sunday morning than the SEC takeaways from Cole Cubelic. They come flowing out. Make sure you are subscribed to him at Cole Cubelic. He is the top college football analyst in the game right now, and every Friday you catch him right here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Compliments of Tex Morris and Edward Jones. Have a great call. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Cole.
Close at hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily here by AccuTemp. Remember, AccuTemp is online at AccuTempBR.com. They have the Tiger tune-up for your halftime tomorrow. Remember, text halftime to 31996, and you can receive half off of your Tiger tune-up. That is maintenance on your heater or your air conditioner, your choice. It has to be done inside of the LSU game tomorrow at halftime. Make sure you text halftime to 31996. That goes to AccuTemp, AccuTempBR.com.
AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. Check the hat I got on right now. It's a pretty cool snapback, right? It's AccuTemp, okay? And the reason why I'm wearing their brand is not only because they support this show, but it's because working with them is fantastic. I got the tune-up done in my own home, and it was so incredibly simple. It was just a single call. Somebody comes out later in the day. I'm emailed like a picture ahead of time so I know who's coming to the home. Just the entire experience, beginning to end, it is the best. Go to AccuTempBR.com today.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hi, this is Chance Inman, President and Chief Operating Officer for Janney King Gulf Coast. Here are some ways to protect yourself and those around you from the coronavirus. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover coughs and sneezes with your elbow. Disinfect high-touch surfaces regularly. Use non-contact methods for greeting others. And avoid touching your face. Following these steps, as well as social distancing, should help all of us stay healthy.
Janney King, the king of clean.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boat.
Join us for a Football Friday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. We're live from Rufino's to preview LSU, Missouri, Saints versus Chargers, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, Will Muschamp on his call-in show earlier this week got a phone call from a fan that packaged up a question.
Oh, you asked him a great question. Just
Was
play
it
the
a question? Yeah, here we go.
All right, let's go to Surfside. Hey, Jason, thanks for holding on. Will Muschamp's ready for you. Go right ahead.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Coach. Appreciate you having me on. Coach, you had mentioned the weather we might be dealing with, and it's kind of funny, or not funny, but just in the middle of all this COVID stuff with the mask. I don't know if you saw Andy Reid that first NFL game, but everybody was laughing because his mask kept fogging up. And I think this Monday night he actually drilled air holes in it to keep it from fogging up. But, you know, given that we might be playing in a monsoon and it still might be muggy, I was just wondering, you know, if you and the coaches maybe thought about wearing ski masks, and that way it'll make it easier to steal money from Ray Tanner.
Oh, my God. So that was Muschamp laughing at the end. I mean,
he just laughed it off. He just laughed it off. Yeah.
I mean, are you going to defend it?
He's winning, isn't he?
I mean, we can defend it.
Well, I mean, he knows he's stealing money.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, the guy's right.
This coaching game's a hell of a monopoly, ain't it?
For those that don't
Stole
know,
money from Florida too.
Will Muschamp is making $4.4 million this year to be the South Carolina head football coach.
I'd like to know how much he's made cumulatively as a coach at
It's unbelievable.
Texas, Florida, South Carolina, Auburn.
His buyout at Texas was pretty huge,
It
if
was
I remember
huge.
correctly.
He was never the head guy at Texas, right?
Yeah, he was.
Co-wait.
No, he was the head coach in waiting.
Coach in waiting.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
it was
I
his
mean,
buyout at Florida.
And then Florida came and got him.
Thinking of.
No. Texas put a buyout price tag on him because they had him as coach in waiting.
Oof.
And Florida went and
Either
paid
way,
it. Yeah, bro.
he's way overpaid. I mean, he is stealing money. Put the ski mask on him. OTBOT coming up next.
Off the Bench with Collada and T-Bob.
Brought to you by Oshner Sports Medicine Institute. 3 locations, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Covington. Whether you're a professional athlete, a weekend warrior, or somewhere in between, Oshner Sports Medicine has what it takes to get you back in the game quickly and as safely as possible. Remember, great orthopedic surgeons, primary care sports medicine physicians, more than 80 highly qualified athletic trainers. If you've looked around on high school football fields over the past couple of weeks, you'll see Oshner, and you'll see them everywhere. They are local. They're in your community. Online, Oshner.org.
Oshner.org, Oshner.org. Look, the bottom line is that they are maximizing your experience over there at Oshner. If you do get injured and you have to have surgery, everything pre-op, post-op, the doctors they have, the physical therapy facilities are second to none. And like I said, leaving no stone unturned, antimicrobial paint in the hallways to fight against infection, copper-infused blanket services, anything and everything. You want to get bigger, stronger, faster? Check out Oshner Performance Training. Bring your game to the next level. Go to Oshner.org today.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Do you know the proper way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in your office? We do. We're Janney King, a leader in the cleaning industry for over 30 years, and we've developed comprehensive programs to address proper cleaning and disinfection.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Friday, October 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see thunderstorms and wind with a high of 80. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, go ahead and catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by Carriages. Coming up today on OTBOT, the LSU Sports Radio Network's Marlon Favorite joins the show next. Then the Yacht Father, Jimmy Yacht, Ben Mintz, Megan Making Money square off in the Degeneration Dome, Week 5 at 9:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live over at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou 4 chat. Make sure you subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content is posted there daily. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome in OTBOT, the third and final hour on this Football Friday. Spooky vibes, Danny. I haven't told you on air yet, but I love the Off the Bench logo you've made here at the Spiderwebs. Very seasonally appropriate. Right now, we're joined by main man Ben Mintz, sitting in studio with us this hour. We got the Degeneration Dome coming up, an OTB tier list. We are ranking the best movie trilogies. There's a lot of trilogies on this list. There were even more. We had to eliminate the ones we didn't feel comfortable ranking. I've not seen them. So if something's missing, that's likely why. We got some big news to get to a bit later on. I still can't stop laughing about Tom Brady going off on his offense and then forgetting that it was 4th down the next drive. It's so awkward. You know what you tell your guys when you get back in the locker room. But right now, it's my pleasure, as we do every Friday at 9, to talk to one of the guys that I shared a locker room with. Of course, I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, the entertainer, the Renaissance man himself, Marlon Big Fave, Fave right at Big Fave 504 on Twitter. Fave, what's happening?
What's happening, T-Bob? What's good, Jordy? Hello, somebody. Talk to me, BR.
Yes, sir. We're chilling, Big Fave. We're getting ready for tomorrow. Obviously, y'all are as well. You, Brandon Taylor, Hunt Palmer, pre and post right there on Eagle 98.1. Before we look at this week, Fave, what were your big takeaways from last Saturday?
Well, the biggest thing from last Saturday was this LSU team finally got a rhythm. We talked about last week how we wanted to see Miles Brennan really step up and be that quarterback we knew he could be, and we saw that. The passes were on point. He spread the ball around. We saw a more confident quarterback. And it really made me think, T-Bob, I'm like, we're used to having a non-conference game or two before we get into SEC play. I mean, that's just how it typically goes, but no excuse. But in this pandemic, we weren't granted that. So that Mississippi State game, which was we had Hunt rolling because Arkansas beat them.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
man, what's going on? So I feel better about that.
I mean, to me, I don't feel terrible about that game as much because it is just so clearly on the coaches and the game plan and lack of adjustment, especially after Arkansas. They're like, that's a very fixable problem, right? Fave, what about this LSU defensive line? If there was one thing last week that maybe could have improved, especially in the first half, the run defense wasn't great. They get Glenn Logan back this week. How are you feeling after 2 weeks of this D-line and this 4-3?
I'm feeling a little more confident, but I'm still a bit up in the air about the personnel, right? You got Aki. He's not really a convert to pass nose guard. He's more of a plug and play. And I see him being successful on short yardage. But getting Glenn Logan back is big, T-Bob, because, again, he has experience and he comes from a 4-3 defense. So I think the combination of getting him back and then those boys are coming off the edge much better. It's just really having experienced guys in the 4-3, which will help us moving forward here.
I mean, dude, speaking of off the edge, Ali Gay has just been unreal. You're someone who can appreciate a good pass rush. What makes Ali Gay so successful off the edge?
I think it's his athleticism, man, and the way he's able to bend the corner. You could tell he's worked with some pass rushers in the past. For him, and what was most impressive is a lot of guys, when they transfer over from other conferences to the SEC, it's typically I don't want to use the word weird, but in some cases difficult transition.
Yeah.
Not for him. He came right along and he fits right in. So I'm excited about seeing him as well. And he kind of puts me in the mindset of a Caleb Von Chasson, except Caleb Von didn't have an opportunity to be in a 4-3. His numbers would have been even sicker. So I like Ali Gay, and I look forward to seeing him getting after the quarterback on tomorrow.
I mean, also the other thing is Ali Gay. I mean, Fave, do you see this? He just looks huge. Like he I know he's 6'6", so he is huge, but he looks even bigger than that. He looks like the kid who hit puberty first and is playing on the junior high football team. It's wild.
Yeah, he got size, man. He's big, bro, and that's what we need. Because if you think back to when we were playing, you know, you had a guy like Tyson Jackson that was 6'5".
Yeah, big dude.
And he was big, right? So he was able to convert the pass but play the run as well. So especially in a 4-3 defense where we're expecting more of that from our end. And then giving Andre Anthony a little more confidence as well. So just getting that rotation, T-Bob, is going to be the big thing, bro. You know, your freshman and sophomore year, we had rotation. Like, it wasn't just, 5 to 7 guys rotating, and it was more along the lines of 9 to 11. Keep those fresh legs, so that's going to be key, too.
Talking to Big Fave at Big Fave 504 on Twitter. Catch him on the LSU Sports Radio Network, pregame, postgame tomorrow. Also listen to the Inside the Trenches podcast, wherever podcasts are found. Fave, so it's a lot of talk about the defense. Before we move to the offense, do you have any thoughts on Mizzou? To be frank, I really do not. I don't think they're any good. I think LSU rolls. Do you have any thoughts on the Missouri Tigers?
I mean, they're 0-, man. They're 0-2. Nobody wants to be 0-, nobody, nothing. So that's one thing that stands out. And they don't really have too much of a running game. I mean, Roundtree had on 32 carries, only was able to get 1 touchdown, 151 yards. So, I mean, if you look at this team across the board, total yards isn't really high. they're a team that we're not. This team might be the worst team in the SEC.
Yeah, it's close. It's close.
It's very close. I mean, them and Vandy up there. So this isn't a game where we need to sleep or take this team for advantage, but work on those big points because we know what's coming up. But at the very end of the day, it's a capable team, right? So we don't want to go in there sleeping. And plus, we bent all the corners, right? We went out there because of the storm threat.
Yeah.
In addition to that, it's an early game, right?
Yeah.
I think we start our broadcast like at 9 a.m. So I mean, you look at the combination of that. You don't want You don't want a team like this to take that to an advantage, you know. So not overlooking Mizzou, but just being honest about them. I don't see them making too much noise.
Do you have any thoughts on like the 11 a.m. kickoff? Does that change anything for you?
Yeah, I was kind of expecting to like leave on like a Saturday morning and head out to Baton Rouge. But I'm gonna leave today because I don't care. One, we know we're fighting the weather, but two, not wanting to get caught up in any form or fashion of traffic. So that's a little different. But my biggest thing, T-Bob, is are the players prepared for an early game? That's the biggest thing, T-Bob. I think we may have had a handful of these, and it wasn't cool. Now, I did like the post after, we can all chill, go play cards, and just chillax to the big parties that night. So I like the downtime after the game. But that early, you got to get it going soon. So I hope that these guys are getting the proper rest tonight, proper nutrition, because and then we're traveling. So they're playing early too, but they're just waking up at their home. We had to travel out on yesterday, had to get it adjusted. So I just hope that we don't let any of that get in our way.
Big Fave, tell everybody where they can find you tomorrow.
Y'all can find me at TJ Ribs, baby. I don't know if they got the breakfast ribs over there, but y'all make sure y'all come over there bright and early with me, Hunt, my boy Brandon Taylor. We gonna have a blast, y'all. And P-Bob.
Yo.
Now, I'm known to be the clown, but Brandon, something else here, bro. Boy, after the game, after we did the broadcast, so I guess it's a new thing we're gonna do, y'all. Like after every win, Brandon gonna play some random hype song, and I come out dancing. So
let's go, dude. Let's go, dude.
Go to his Twitter. Go to my Twitter. 21 Savage dropped his new album, and before I come out there, he was jamming, so I went to hit the
I saw that. I saw that after the game, dude. It was so good. I saw it. Okay, so go check it out.
Something that's gonna happen. Dude was funny, bro.
At Big Fave 504, the Renaissance man himself. Fave, thank you so much again. Check him out on Game Day and listen to the Inside the Trenches podcast. Fave, take it easy, bro.
Y'all do the same, fella. Thanks for having me.
Look at it right there, BT and Big Fave get down. All right, coming up next, Ben Mintz is with us, and we are going to tier list these trilogies. Then we got the Degeneration Dome after that. This is OTBOT on a Friday. Casual Friday. See you soon.
OTB OT.
Football is back. Tune in Sunday for a full day of NFL coverage starting at noon with the Chiefs Raiders, followed by the Cowboys Giants at 3:25 and the Vikings Seahawks at 7:20. Then, Monday night, the Saints host the Chargers. The NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours That's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motors you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join Jacob Hester and I for the next edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny as we get you ready for LSU and Missouri and a big SEC football weekend. We'll also have the latest on Hurricane Delta. Hanging with Hester and Hanny, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
I mean, I've heard dark. Right? I mean, Ragnarok's incredible, but I don't know how much does it overcome for Thor Dark World. We are putting together our OTB, OT Casual Friday tier list. Danny, if you can go ahead and full screen this. This is a very much a first pass. Danny, go ahead and throw the Cornetto trilogy in the C, or maybe the B. It probably gets bumped up. We'll see. And throw Toy Story in the A for sure. Okay,
definitely
so as we sit here right now in the S tier, we have Nolan's. And look, if there's trilogies on here missing, it's because we hadn't seen them enough, right? So we couldn't. But right now in the S tier, we have Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. We have the Godfather trilogy. We have the Lord of the Rings. And we have the Matrix, which I don't think will stay, but Matrix is in there for now. In the A category, we have the Avengers trilogy. We have Back to the Future. We have Indiana Jones. Obviously, your original three there. We're not getting into Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And we have Toy Story. In the B category, we have the Alien trilogy. We have Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. We have the Captain America trilogy. We have the Scream trilogy and the Thor trilogy. Maybe need to bump down. I don't know. We'll see. In the C category, you got Austin Powers, Jason Bourne trilogy, the Iron Man trilogy, Ocean's 11, Scary Movie, the prequels, the prequels, Star Wars prequels, it is. And then the Cornetto trilogy, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. And then in the D category, We have the Hannibal Lecter trilogy, Jurassic Park trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, Pirates of the Caribbean, Mighty Ducks, the Star Wars sequels, and the Terminator trilogy. Okay, boys. So this is the first pass. We're going to revisit this in a second. First off, Mincy, welcome in, as you do every Friday. Big news, going to be a big day tomorrow. We won't have to get into too much of that, just a little tease. Look for Mincy tomorrow. We're hoping to have him in the fan cave. We're going to be celebrating some good news, hopefully, at that point. But last night, you may have called your last high school game ever. You went out on a burner, man. What was his final score, 61-57?
Yeah, I've never been to New Roads, Louisiana before, and great hospitality over at Catholic Point Coupee. Riverside, Catholic Point Coupee, I didn't know anything really about either team. And the quarterback for Riverside's name's Gage Lavarney. He's only 5'7".
Hell of a name,
He's 5'7", 150 pounds. And the coach said before the game, he just runs around and nobody can do anything about it. He had 3 touchdown runs of over 50 yards. I mean, it was like watching Tecmo Bowl. I mean, it was literally the craziest thing I've ever seen. But it was just up and down the field. And early in the fourth quarter, he already had like 300 yards rushing. He goes down. Like, I think it was an ankle injury. Was on the field for a while. Gets taken out of the game. So they're down 57-54. Last drive of the game, the backup's in there. Somehow rips this 20-yard back shoulder throw to the tight end up the seam that I literally was just, my jaw was on the ground. And then they have the ball, Riverside does, on the 20-yard line. There's like 40 seconds left. Snap over the quarterback's head. He bats it up, picks it up off the ground, rolls left, throws up the biggest wounded duck you'd have thought I'd have thrown the football. Somehow his receiver comes down with it at like the 8-yard line. So then it was like out of a movie. It's first and goal at the 4. There's 12 seconds left. They're down 57-54. And here comes Gage Lavarney limping back on the field. And he literally could barely walk. They call a quarterback draw. He scores with 5 seconds left, and he has trouble getting off the field. I was so mad the team didn't carry him off the field on their shoulders.
Oh, my God.
And they win 61-57. It was insane. This Gage Lavarney kid was a special athlete. I don't know if he's a quarterback at the next level, but, man, 5'7", 150. You know, we see it with Deontay Harris and these kind of quicker guys who spread.
For sure.
Special athlete at Riverside, and I saw just a complete barn burner.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds awesome. Congrats to so who's on the win? Riverside?
Riverside won with Gage Lavarney, and I saw also I saw some strategy I've never seen in a football game in my entire life by Catholic Point Coupee. Their running back, Matthew Langlois, who's got Kansas State commit. Really good.
Hell yeah.
No, falls down on the 1-yard line with 4:20 left to kill clock because of the way the game was going up and down. He's running in. They're down 54-50, and he's running in, and there's 4:20 left, and he falls on the 1. I was like, I've seen it with 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. Riverside still had 3 timeouts.
Yeah,
but they couldn't really throw because it's high school. So
that does seem like, though, that they flew a little too close to the sun. I don't know. I mean, I guess because they ended up giving Riverside the ball back then with the last possession.
Well, they did. So Catholic Point Coupee runs the flex bone, so they felt great in their short yardage that they could get in any time.
That's true.
And so, but they ended up milking the clock from 4:20 to 2:20 before they scored. So it kind of worked, I guess, but then it didn't. But anyway, I've never seen anything like it. I told Coach David Semino I was blown away by it.
It randomly reminds me of, do y'all remember that Packers-Broncos Super Bowl with Elway and Favre way back there? Y'all might have been too young, but Mike Holmgren actually told them late in the game to let Terrell Davis score so that the Packers could get the ball back with enough time to try to go back themselves and score. Of course, they didn't, and the Broncos ended up winning their first of 2 Super Bowls. Terminator is on the list. Okay, let's bring back up this list. We got a lot of good ideas coming in. Before we add, because I do think there's a couple additions in chat, the John Wick trilogy we could potentially put on there. And there was one other one that I thought could get on there.
I'm going to fight someone if Major League the trilogy doesn't get up there.
Okay, we can put Major League on there. Where would you put it?
Even if 3's bad, well, I mean, it's not even fair. I mean, it's like one of my favorites ever. But Major League 3 was horrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess objectively we'll put it in the C.
Looking at this list.
Looking at the list, we'll put it in the C.
There's a lot of that, though. There's a lot of horrible ones that drag down the trilogies as a whole. So that's how you feel about Godfather?
I love 1 and 2. They're 2 of the best movies of all time.
So
3,
I've never seen 3.
I don't hate 3. It's just like very average when compared to the best movies of all
Should
time.
Godfather be in the S category? The S, and that's why ultimately, Danny, we're taking Matrix out of the S. You have to have 3 good movies to be in the S.
God, but 1 and 2 are the best movies of all time, I think.
What, Matrix?
No, Godfather. Godfather.
I mean, I'm with you, dude. Matrix 1 and 2 are 2 of the best of all time. Revolutions is garbage. I have seen 1 and 2. I mean, literally, I don't know, probably 20 to 30 times each. I have never made it through Revolutions without falling asleep. There's some tight parts, but for the most part, it's garbage. Danny, scroll me back up so I can see this. Okay. Do we need to make any other changes to the S tier right now? Looks pretty good.
I think it looks good.
I think it looks good too.
I mean, I guess
we gotta
Godfather.
have ultimately three movies in as.
Well, I would sacrifice Nolan Batman trilogy.
Nope, not happening.
Dark Knight's incredible, but Dark Knight Rises is boo boo.
It's just not. It's not. It's not. It's very good. You need to rewatch that movie.
I don't think that movie
It
is
does.
very good.
It does
Batman.
exactly what the third movie in a trilogy should. It ends every single storyline, even from Batman Begins. It
But
is.
does it?
Yes, it
What
does.
happens to Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Okay, that's not a storyline from Batman. That's not a story. That storyline's in there. And first of all, it's Robin. She uses real name.
My friends call me Robin.
Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, I didn't buy the bank could hold the whole city hostage like that.
Okay, that's fine. It's fiction. You don't have to buy it.
You
It's a
buy
comic
everything
book.
in the Avengers movies.
Yeah, you of all people should know that, T-Bob.
Yes, no. Y'all are missing a key thing here. I mean, I guess it's okay. So every world is operating off the rules that it establishes in its movie universe, right? And so I guess you could say that's the same thing that Dark Knight Rises is doing. I do feel like it's sold better in movies like Avengers and stuff because Dark Knight Rises is so grounded in realism. Like everything the Joker did, I could see that being pulled off, right? I don't know that I feel the same way about Bane's takeover of Gotham, but that's fine. And I mean, the mask thing was just a choice. The voice was, at least for Bane. Okay, so it'll survive for now. Other changes to be made to this list. Okay, the A tier feels pretty damn good. Okay, so let's look at the B tier real quick. I mean, but is Back to the Future 3 bad enough to bump that down? I don't know. The 80s kids are going to get really mad at us if we have Back to the Future, if we bump it down. I would probably... I mean, Spider-Man 3 is terrible. But it's definitely better than a lot of those movies in the C category. Captain America is a damn strong trilogy all the way through. Would I flip Captain America and Back to the Future? Is anybody into that? I feel like Captain America has three strong movies.
I didn't see all three Captain America, so I can't speak to that.
I would leave it in B.
You're leaving it in B?
Yeah.
So you think that the Aliens trilogy is as good as the Captain America trilogy?
I'd bump Alien down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, what do you move up?
Well, we don't have to move anything up necessarily.
Eventually, if you want your staircase.
I think we gotta bump down like some C's.
Yeah. I agree. Okay. I agree. Iron Man trilogy is nothing to write home about. I mean, it's a D. It's a D. After seeing it, first Iron Man's great.
Classic.
First Iron Man's a classic.
Original's good, yeah.
It starts Marvel on an incredible journey, but I mean, who cares about 2 and 3? Do any of y'all care about Iron Man 2 or 3?
I only saw Iron Man 1, so that should tell you everything you know.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey Rourke was kind of tight with whips, but like that was, and 3 was a little fun or whatever. So bump that down. I have no whoa, Danny. Austin Powers trilogy is a lot of fun. Austin Powers trilogy is better than D. It belongs in the C.
I'm with you, Danny.
What other actors? Okay, y'all are too young. Y'all are too young.
No, it's not that. It's just stupid and it's not good.
What?
I mean, it's just
like
not
any Austin
good.
Powers is not
hate
good.
Them all. I hate
Spy
them
Who
all.
Shagged Me, International Man of Mystery.
I hate them all.
Wow.
Goldmember?
Hate's a strong word. Hate
them
is a
all.
strong word.
Don't watch them because I don't find them funny. I don't find
Hate
them
is
funny.
strong. Hate is strong, man.
Smoking a pancake?
Nope.
Bong in the bleats?
Nope. What? Not a fan.
Mike Myers playing 10 different characters.
Yeah,
every movie?
I know. And look, I like Mike Myers.
A young Will Ferrell before he's like super famous Will Ferrell as Mufasa or whatever, Mustafa getting thrown down the pit.
Doesn't do it for
I'm
me.
in a lot of pain. I'm still burning. Please, I'm alive. Somebody help me, okay? Okay, this is democracy. Am I outnumbered here? Ben, do you have any support for Austin Powers here?
More than him. I mean, I hate such a strong word.
I mean, do you think it belongs in the C or the D?
C. C for me. I mean, but I love Mike Myers.
We're split for now. Chill out, Danny. I would bump Bourne down to a D. I don't give a damn about Jason Bourne, though.
I think Bourne's such a classic action movie. I would.
That might be the problem, though, right? I mean, it's just such a classic action movie.
I mean, but there is something to be said for that. That's actually why I like Captain America. Because I feel like Captain America has 3 good action movies.
Personally, I like Oceans better than Bourne. That's just me, though.
I could have both of those in the D, and I would not lose a wink of sleep. but that's okay. Scary Movie trilogy, does that deserve to be in the C? Do we feel that it's as strong as these other ones?
I think they're hilarious.
They are really good.
I think they're all funny.
If you could choose Austin Powers or Scary Movie, what would you choose?
Well, I'd take Austin Powers 10 out of 10 times.
I'd take Scary Movie.
What about you, Benzie? If you choose Scary Movie trilogy or Austin Powers trilogy?
Powers.
Yeah. Danny,
I also don't like horror movies. I don't really like horror movies. Scary. I don't know. That's not my genre, though, so I don't know if I'm.
Both of those have to stay there for that split on it.
The Cornetto trilogy is really good. World's End's probably the weakest. Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Like, that's actually better probably than most of the other stuff in the C tier, but it's just not enough to break through to the B tier for me. Are you all cool with the prequels being in the C tier, or do you want those down in the D?
No, I like them in C.
The reason why I put them in C is because for all their flaws, I think they've aged kind of nicely. Maybe that's just nostalgia. And I do think they deserve to be a step above the sequels, where I love Last Jedi. I loved Force Awakens, but Rise of Skywalker was such an unmitigated hot piece of burning trash fire that it goes the sequel trilogy for Star Wars all the way down in the D for me. Okay, so as I'm looking at it now,
I still don't see my major league thing in C.
Well, we'll get that during the commercial break. But as I look now, I feel like we got to bump an A down to a B, and then a B down to a C. Like, we may need to do a knock-on effect where I think everybody drops one. Who are y'all taking out the A and putting in the B? Avengers, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, the 3 Toy Stories, or the Matrix trilogy? Okay, let's look for the bad movies. Back to the Future 3 is not great.
It's not great.
Avengers 2 is not great, in my opinion.
Matrix 3, we've already established
Matrix 3 is garbage.
It's not good.
All the Toy Stories are solid.
Yeah, they are.
All the original. And actually, Temple of Doom's not very good for Indiana Jones.
Not a big Indiana Jones guy, so I can't really speak on that.
It's a little scary. It's a little adult. It's not really what we're looking for. Oh, crap, we're way over time.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick here then. Decisions got to be made. I'm voting Back to the Future. I'm sticking my instinct. I'm bumping it down to B.
That's fair.
Okay. You're all
I'm
down?
cool with that, yeah.
All right, bump Back to the Future down to B. And then let's bump one down to C real quick out of that group. I will vote, but Ragnarok is so good.
Dark World is not.
Yeah, so maybe they cancel each other out. I would put Scream down to C before that.
That's fair. The third Scream is not great.
Okay, Scream down to C. And okay, we got it. And then so a couple other changes we'll get to during the break, but it's looking pretty good. Let's go to break now. Degeneration Dome. A lot of science just took place. If your head is spinning, it's not your fault. This is a very intelligent radio show, so try to keep up. Next, we will yell at each other about gambling picks here on OTBOT.
OTB OT.
Tomorrow's game day, which means that you want to check out Hooters. That's right. Hooters is your headquarters for game day each and every Saturday. If you are looking to go in, just go in, get your spot ahead of time. They have all the wings, the beer, the sports, the Hooters girls, the TVs, everything that you love so much. But if it is full up, what happens often nowadays, doesn't mean that you can't get that craving that you're looking for, right? That Hooters fix that you need. Download the Hooters app. When you do, you'll get a free appetizer. How about that? It's just one of many food and drink deals that you will get through said phone application. The main thing, though, is, look, you're watching games at home this year. Maybe you're having people over. That comes with a lot of responsibility. You got to cook, right? You don't feel like cooking? That's fine. Just order it right there on the app. Go pick it up from Hooters, and suddenly you're watching with your own bathroom, with your own TV, but you still got those Hooters rings tossed in the classic South. So download the app or go to Hooters.com. Remember, Hooters is your headquarters for football.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is it, what smart customers wait for all year. The Richards Honda Trade-In, Trade-Up event. Right now, get more money for your trade and a great price on something new. That's a win-win. Only at richardshonda.com. The smart choice.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. It's a football Friday. Phil Steele joins us. The Riot Radio Hour, our celebrity guest picker. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right. Welcome back, OTB OT. I'm still struggling the process what just happened. Danny proposed bumping the original Star Wars trilogy out of the S tier. My head's kind of spinning. There's a lot of science going on. So we're going to continue to break it down. But right now, we got about 12 minutes here. Let's dive in to the Degeneration Dome. That's right. Degeneration Dome week, whatever it is. Maybe week 5 now. And as it stands today, Megan making money from FanDuel. The stay-at-home mom turned gambling expert, 7-5, leading the way. I'm barely in second place at 5-6-1. Mincy's half a game behind me. Call me Doug Peterson because I love ties. Mincy's right there at 5-7. And then the Yacht Father, he's in a slump. Wendy, where you at? He needs you to polish the trophy. Otter right now at 2-9-1.
And even the Coach O 2 Ole Miss teams in 05 and 06 went 3-9.
Oh, no.
I got to at least mention that. Even the Ole Miss teams won 3 games.
Oh, no.
You're in a hole.
Okay. You know what, though? You know what? This is why you play it on the field. Hey, this is why we play the game on the field, right? Okay, it's for this very reason. So let's hear it, y'all. Megan, since you are in the lead, you will start us off. For those that don't know, the Degeneration Dome, these are a bunch of gambling degenerates. They pick 3 games every week, and we keep track of it. Megan, who is your first play here in Degeneration Dome week 5?
Okay, it feels dirty, but I'm taking the Browns plus 1.5.
Oh, okay.
After rolling off that Dallas game, that momentum, we saw a touchdown from our boy Jarvis Odell. It was so electric. I had so much fun watching that game. They're going up against Colts, Old Man Rivers. I know that Colts defense is good, but I think Stefanski has exactly what it takes to break through those trenches. And I think that offensive momentum gets it done for the Browns today.
Old Man Rivers. That's an interesting pick there, Megan, as I'm just trying to kill time while I look through these lines. Piggy top of the head to work. Okay, Mincy, you can go next, even though I technically should be next.
Well, as is tradition, you got to take the side that hadn't looked that good so far. I like the Atlanta Falcons, -1.5. Even at 0-4, they've done really well in this Atlanta-Carolina series. Atlanta's still explosive in the dome turf. And Carolina, while they are surprising 2-2, I still don't quite have faith in them in this game. And I'm taking Atlanta -1.5. They've owned that series. I think they have a good get-right game. High-scoring game.
I know that all the gambling experts will tell me I'm wrong for this, but Gardner Minshew has come through with me before this season when it looks like the trends were working against him. I know. I love a fired coach, Mintz. I see your face. You love Romeo Crennel. Well, I don't know why, because I love points, and I love jorts, and I love Gardner Minshew, and I love the Jags +5.5. Otter, you're up.
Points, jorts, and Minshew, baby. Can't go wrong there, huh? That's kind of how my picks have been going. Highest total on the boards, baby. It is Seattle in Minnesota. Why not? I mean, Russell Wilson right there for the MVP. I mean, lighting up all kinds of points as long as DK Metcalf can kind of hold the ball as he crosses the goal line. But, you know, the Vikings not bad as well. Here you go, a little quiz for you. Who has the most 20-yard receptions in the NFL this year?
Calvin Ridley.
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, hey, how about
Justin Jefferson. Minnesota, there's going to be a ton of points in this one. Seattle's worst team in the league, yards per play, opponents' yards per play. I like the Vikings plus the points on the road. Seattle 4-0 against the spread. They're getting money. You can't bet. Some people just can't bet against Russell Wilson. Well, I'm taking Minnesota plus the 7.
Okay. So
no Jamal Adams in this game.
I'm calling my shot here. Judging from Megan's reaction there, I believe she's going to ride with Mr. Unlimited. Megan, you're up.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Unlimited. Look, I know it's a big number to lay, but I can't lay off Mr. Unlimited. I know the Vikings look good against Texans, but that was with, Bob, and everyone looked good against Bob this year. Look, the Vikings have not looked like a great football team this year, especially on defense, which, again, feels strange for Mike Zimmer. But look, I'm rolling with Mr. Unlimited. I laid off of the game last week because I didn't think he'd be able to travel from Seattle to Miami and didn't get the cover and the win, but he did it that way anyway. So why not take him at home in prime time against just not a great Vikings team?
Okay, there you go. Another head-to-head matchup there. Megan making money. Triple M choosing Seahawks -7. Okay, my next pick is in, and I got to say it's obvious here, okay? It is October. Everybody knows dogs bark loudest as the moon gets fullest. It's almost a full moon. Halloween is right around the corner. I see kids wearing Joe Burrow jerseys everywhere I go. Yes, the Ravens beat the hell out of every bad team they play, but all good things must come to an end. And when you square up with Burrow, things go sideways. Give me the Bengals +12.5. That is a massive number. That's the second of my Triple Dog Friday play.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, you like that, Mincy? You're up. What you
I
got?
like it. I don't hate it.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm on the T-Bob and me are going to go head-to-head. You did get me on the Jaguars-Titans a couple weeks ago.
I did.
I admit
That's
that.
right, Bo.
But I'm going to have to learn hard from that mistake. I think there's a party among the Houston locker room with Bill O'Brien being out of there this week. This is a get-right game. I think Deshaun Watson has a really good game, and I just don't believe in Jacksonville at all. Minshew is tough on the backdoor covers, but I'm taking Houston -6.
All right, Otter, you're up. What you got for us?
Going with Mincy's specialty, a little total. What's the total on the Cleveland Colts game? I'm showing 47.5.
Well, we do. Well, I can't remember. Did we make a total?
Gives out the lines.
Okay, wait. Did we say no totals in the degeneration dome?
We did. We didn't explain it to them though.
Okay. Yeah, that's my bad. Otter.
Okay. Just make up the rules as you go,
no,
man.
I'm a benevolent commissioner, and due to that lack of communication is my fault. And due to that, it's so sad watching you limp along here in last place. I will allow this total. Where's your total play at for this week?
60% holding penalties are down 60% in the NFL. No
60?
crowds to throw off the visiting offenses. So no pre-snap penalties we're seeing. Score, and I am convinced a little bit of a discussion with the officials say, hey, look, we need points. We don't need 13-10 games. So the average total in the NFL was 44.5 week one. It went to 46.5, went to 48.5. This week it's at 50.5. It keeps going up and up. But two teams that don't want to play that way, who want to run the football because they're protecting their quarterback. Two different quarterbacks at two different stages of their lives. Hey, well, over 30 attempts, Phillip Rivers, Colts lose. Under 30 attempts, they're 3-0. And same thing with Baker Mayfield. So both teams want to run the ball. Total is up as a byproduct of the whole league going over. Under Cleveland and the Colts, 47.5. By the way, Colts number one in opponent's yards per play, total defense, scoring defense. So they've got a little bit of a step up in class. So this will be a better offense, but I love the under in Cleveland Colts.
Okay, Cleveland Colts under 47.5. We are back to the top of the lineup then. Triple M at Megan making money on Twitter. She works for FanDuel, making people money constantly, 24/7. Meg, where are you at? Final pick of the week.
All right, this last one, everyone on Twitter is already, just nearly clowning me for it, but, what it is what it is, whatever.
Yep.
I'm taking the Cowboys minus 8.5. I know they got gashed for over, 200 yards last week. Defense looked absolutely terrible. But come on, this team does have some talent, and I think this week is the best time to figure it out against this just god-awful Giants team. I don't see Daniel Jones carving up the secondary.
No.
Look, I think it's a get-right spot for the Cowboys here. I think they're just going to absolutely dominate the Giants. If they're America's team, they gotta be America's team. They gotta bully somebody. So I think it's going to be the Giants.
Gross. They're not America's team. Maybe they were at a time.
Supposedly.
Is Daniel Jones any better than Dwayne Haskins?
Yes.
I think a little bit, yeah. A little bit.
I'm just saying the stats don't say that. But I
think his
get
attitude-
situations
his attitude
are
and
good.
professionalism are a lot better.
That does seem to be the word on Haskins of why he got benched. All right, so I said it. I'm sticking with it. This is a T-Bob Triple Dog Friday special, okay? These only happen once every year, and therefore we are sticking with the dogs. I already gave you Jags plus 5.5. I gave you Bengals plus 5.5.
Plus 12.5.
12.5, excuse me, not 5.5. Yeah, I'd never take that. And now I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with Miami plus 8.5. Looking for a little Fitz magic in San Francisco. I don't know anything about the Niners except I still think they're injured to all hell. They've still managed to play pretty well. It doesn't matter. I like Brian Flores. Give me the Dolphins plus 8.5.
I'm going to go next. And, Megan, you already got one of mine. I'm following it up. Cleveland rocks, baby. Cleveland Browns
Let's
plus
go.
Cleveland Browns plus 1.5. I know Nick Chubb on IR, but I still like Kareem Hunt and Williams, who had a big game off the bench last week. And the Colts, I do think the Colts are good. They played an extremely weak schedule. I think this Cleveland team is headed toward 9 or 10 wins, and I like them getting points at home this week.
So that's Browns plus 1.5?
Plus 1.5.
You're a simp for Megan.
Cleveland rocks,
Boy,
baby.
I tell you
Otter,
what,
who
Mincy,
you got?
Mincy and Megan, boy, they get the best of the numbers. Huh?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
look at
Baltimore,
this,
Baltimore.
Look at
You know,
this,
it's going down to 1. It's going to be pick later today. I mean, y'all screw me with the Chargers plus. I mean, from Natchez to Neptune, everybody cast a ticket on that except for Degeneration X. So, and then Baltimore. Find me a
what your record says you are.
Find me a 13.5 anywhere in Baltimore, but y'all got it in. So how convenient is that? She's got her own lines over there in the Lafayette. So anyway, let's go. Hey, how have my picks been?
It's
Pretty
12
bad,
and a half, it's 12.5 right here on FanDuel. How have your picks been today, Otter, or what? Over
this year, they've sucked. Right?
Yeah.
Who's the team that sucks the worst? Jets. Jets.
No.
2 negatives make a positive. Give me the Jets plus the 7.
I love the logic. I don't know. I love the logic.
Joe Flacco going here.
Wait, what is the latest on Yeah, I'm not.
They got a positive. Didn't they have a positive test this morning?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Megan, what do I got? I got plus
so breaking
13.5. Huh?
Breaking news earlier today. The Jets had a positive test. They sent everybody home. I don't know why this is saying it, but on FanDuel right now, there is not a Jets line up.
Okay.
But
Okay,
Otter,
I'm not sure if that game's even happening yet.
but Otter, you saw it at what, plus 7?
7.5.
Okay,
We'll give out the half a point.
Jets will give you the hook. We'll give you the hook. Jets plus 7.5, and
We
then
can just give them. Let's just give them that win.
Go ahead.
Otter,
Go
last thing.
ahead.
We got 30
I hear
seconds.
your motor running.
Do you have a backup play here in case the Jets don't play?
Oh, absolutely. Let's see, boy, that's a positive test, so that might throw it back into.
I do love the double
positive.
negative logic, though, because you're right. Both in math and English rules, two negatives make a positive. But sometimes two negatives don't make a right, so I don't know anymore. But three rights make a left, so it's like, God.
I'm going to go with San Francisco minus the points in that one. That's my backup.
Head-to-head with me. Let's see
Jimmy G coming back. Get rid of
Oh,
Mullins.
shoot, Jimmy
Get
G's
rid
coming
of
back.
Beathard.
Damn it.
I like the Deebo Samuel Ayuk receiver combo all of a sudden. That looks like it go from weakness to strength.
Well, I may have bit off more than I could chew with this doggy week, but who knows? We'll figure out next week in the Degeneration Dome. Huge thank you, Megan, at Megan Making Money on Twitter, Triple M, the leader of the pack. Huge thank you to Ben Mintz at Ben Mintz531 on Twitter. Jimmy Ott at Jimmy Ott 1045 on Twitter. Otter, what do y'all got coming up today on Football Friday?
Football Friday, lock of the week Friday, presented by Tex Morrison, Edward Jones Investments, here from Rufino's. Got my kolache early this morning. I'm ready to go, baby. Ready to go.
Let's do it.
Mincy 5-0 with his 5-pack last week.
Hey.
I'm 3-2 with mine.
All right.
We are kicking butt pretty good in college football this year. So we'll have those. Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. A lot of fun over here. Rohan Davey at Rufino's, and Rufino's on the river, and Lafayette is closed today and last night.
Thoughts
for
with
obvious reasons.
Yeah, thoughts with Western Louisiana for sure. We got to go, boys, girls. Y'all have a great day.
All right, y'all stay safe and stay dry.
Yes, ma'am. Another
Yes,
Degeneration
indeed.
Dome
Thank
in
you,
the
Megan.
books. OTBOT closing out next.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Foundation failure is common in South Louisiana, and that's why homeowners here turn to a local company they can trust, WCK Foundation Repair.
WCK is the only company that specializes in drilled piers, the ideal solution for Louisiana's unique soil conditions. WCK is locally owned and operated by a group of professionals with years of experience.
Learn more about the signs of foundation failure on WCKFoundationRepair.com. Call for a free estimate. WCK Foundation Repair. Support the home team.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
Join us for a Football Friday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. We're live from Rufino's to preview LSU, Missouri, Saints versus Chargers, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, just some really tough science going on today on the OTB Casual Friday tier list. I don't even know if we're going to have this list fully locked by show's end. Dan, if you could full screen it so the people watching at home could see it. Okay, so some tough choices were made. We added Bad Boys. We put that in the C. We bumped down the Ocean's Trilogy to the D. Sorry, Emil, it's just generic kind of movie fodder. It's nothing special. We also added Rocky Trilogy in, and that made it to the B category. We had to bump down Indiana Jones. I think Temple of Doom can get that bumped down to the B. I'm fine with that. But then Danny did something that I don't know that I'm okay with. He moved the Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 trilogy out of the S and into the A.
I thought we had it in the A. I didn't think we put it in the A.
No, it's been in the S.
I thought it's been in the A.
No, Toy Story 3's
sure
been
it's
in the S. He just moved it. Y'all are y'all are conspiring to mess with me.
Star Wars down.
He moved Star Wars. He didn't move to Toy Story. Was always in the A.
Well, Toy Story is a better trilogy than Batman is.
That's just false.
No shot.
Look, if you want Star Wars in there, I would.
No, Star Wars in the A. I can actually accept that. I know I acted like I was wounded, but that makes sense.
What are you complaining about?
I just don't think Batman deserves. I don't think Batman's an S tier trilogy.
You need to rewatch.
I think Dark Knight is an S tier movie. It's not an S tier trilogy, but here we are. Okay, I'm not ready to say this list is locked right now.
You're
we got a little
outvoted,
more. I
just like I've been last 2 weeks.
I know. Which is why, fine, Batman stays in the S tier. It's not locked yet. We will lock it. Coming up tomorrow, you got Football Friday all day. Coming up tomorrow, keep it locked, 1045ESPN.com. Come hang out with us in the Fan Cave, 11 a.m., drinking beers, watch game.
It's going to be a party in this Fan Cave tomorrow. It's going to be a great Saturday in this Fan Cave tomorrow.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Musso. Thank you, Minty. Y'all the best. Thank you to all of our wonderful listeners, texters, callers, whatever. We'll see you tomorrow.
OTB, OT.